Hello, everyone. We are Dances with Kobolds, and tonight we're playing the Redhead of Doom, Electric Boogaloo. But before I let Patrick take it away, please check out the doobly-doo down below for our sister shows, as well as our Extra Life link. But without further ado, take it away, Patrick.
Thank you, Stephanie. Welcome, everyone, to tonight's session. I am the Dungeon Master. I will be putting these players through a variety of situations to see how they respond, and playing all the characters who die. Joining me tonight are...
Hello, everyone. I'm Lorne, playing Dr. Batney Eisen, the Artificer, who is a tiefling, and hopefully will not be the one expiring today.
Hello, everyone. My name's Chris. Tonight I'll be playing Maximilian T. Justice, Dragonborn Paladin of Glory, and a man who has a bone to pick with this dungeon.
Hi, I'm Ian. I'll be playing Seymour Sunkissed, Warlock Newspaperman, and tonight's top story, we'll teach you how to get your bones their whitest and your corpses their smokiest.
Hi everyone, I'm Tara. I shall be playing Chirrup, the Kenku Bard from the College of Whispers.
I'm Stephanie, and I'm playing Molly Goldman, Socialist Cleric and Defender of the Proletariat.
Hello, Nabil here. I'll be playing as Haboob of the Red Sands, a Tabaxi rogue of the Phantom subclass. And this Tabaxi isn't going anytime soon. I hear I come with 9 lives.
I am Brendan, and I'll be playing Julius, the Vidalcan Abjuration Wizard.
And last session, our party traveled from Brindle to Denevar along with a terrified collection of merchant wagons, as there had been a number of bandits on the route, both a mixture of the Grey Patriots and of the Claws of Tiamat. And along the way, you saw signs of infighting between the two groups, and a caravan that had been attacked and the people kidnapped from it, but you yourselves were not attacked. So arriving in Denevar, your goods were hailed with happiness, but you went to the Valhingen graveyard, where you met Doomguide Keefe, with whom you started this adventure way back in Neiman Gap. You explained to him that the Claws of Tiamat were in the catacombs attempting to use an ancient pool of radiance to power a map which will lead them to an artifact of Tiamat. He told you that indeed there seemed to be increased reports of undead and missing acolytes of the Kelemvorites, and sent you into the catacombs with Casset, along with a pair of goggles of night. Inside the catacombs, you passed by a macabre set of crypts for the wealthy done up as tableaus, showing off their wealth and weapons, one of whom was Seymour's grandmother. And making your way around the narrow edge of a massive bone pit, your familiars found ghouls eating the blackened corpses of the entombed, and they quickly gobbled up Seymour's familiar as well. And this is where we pick up as you are fighting these ghouls in the narrow stone hallways, with this bone pit on one side, ghouls on the other. And Molly, you are up first.
All right, so what I am going to do is I am going to Sacred Flame one of the ghouls, because we want to remain... Yeah, there's no point in channeling divinity.
Okay, this one is currently prone on the ground. This one has been slightly injured, and you know there's another one around the corner that you can't see.
And if they're prone, they have disadvantage on dexterity checks?
Yes.
All right, I will do the prone one.
All right. That is a 14, so they succeed. No damage taken.
What?
Yeah. Any movement, any bonus action?
No, not right now.
All right. That takes us to Haboob, who is currently paralyzed. So give me a Constitution saving throw at the end of your turn, Haboob, to see if you can end this paralysis. You do. You are no longer paralyzed. So next turn, you will get to act again.
Ooh.
Athena.
Athena is going to give the help action against this gentleman.
All right.
So that was 5, 10, 15 feet of movement. Fly down here. And then fly back to where she was.
All right.
And just communicate to me what's down the hallway.
You saw a single ghoul that was creeping up along the side wall, still with a bit of blackened meat in their mouths. And that takes us to Badme.
Okay, let's see here. What will I do? I have help on the one in front of Haboob.
Yes.
He is going to get a firebolt.
Ooh, 20 hits for 2 fire damage.
And I will light myself on fire.
All right.
Hey!
That takes us to the ghouls. This one in front of Haboob is going to once again slash at him with its claws. That is a 17 to hit for 9 slashing damage. And give me another Constitution saving throw, please.
Oh no. Fail.
You are once again paralyzed, unfortunately.
I think Haboob needs a faster IP.
And this one in front of you, Maximilian, is going to stand up and immediately lash out and try and bite the now paralyzed Haboob.
I can't do anything about that. I have no way of intercepting.
That is a 12, which does not hit.
That is unfortunate.
That is so unfortunate because that would have been an auto crit. They are then going to take an attack of opportunity and step that way. So, Max, you get an attack.
They sure are.
Ooh.
9 damage.
Yeah, you stab, and you can feel the numbness in your fingers as your new blade stabs into this undead creature. All right, 9 piercing. And then skittering around the corner, and we'll go after Haboob again, who is still paralyzed. That is a 19 to hit, and you take 16 points of piercing damage.
I'm done.
I am sorry that his crit damage was max damage. Then he will step over you and get to. Oh hell no! He's actually just gonna be smarter and dip back around the corner.
So I guess these ghouls are Swiss. And it's Christmas.
That takes us to Maximilian T. Justice. You see your ally has collapsed down on the ground next to you.
Yeah. So I could dump a whole bunch of lay on hands into Haboob right now, or I could keep fighting ghouls.
Ghouls.
There are other healers in the party.
Yeah. All right. So temporarily, I will step here over Haboob. Bonus action. I am going to do a shield bash and shove this guy 5 feet back.
All right.
To there, ideally.
Oh yeah, that beats his 2. You knock him sideways.
Okay. I will then step into this space, positioning myself in harm's way. So both of these guys are hurt?
Yes, the one in front of you is slightly more injured.
Okay, excellent. And I will hit him with that. And because I really don't want this to continue, I'm going to hit this guy for, I believe it's 3d8.
3d8 if you smite.
Yes. So
Ooh, another 16 damage. Yeah, you stab in, and instead of your usual radiant damage, you just see the ice and crystals cover this body, and he just kind of collapses and smashes like ice cubes across the floor.
excellent. That was a bonus action. That was my action. That's me.
All right, that takes us to Churup. So this one next to Maximilian has been injured, and you
Yep.
know there's another one around the corner that keeps dipping in and out.
I was going to drop a shatter, but considering we're only dealing with 2 now, let's see. Oh, Jesus Christ! I don't even have my character sheet open. So where is my? I have healing word, right? Let me double check that.
You
I don't have.
It's
I do.
like a
Okay,
loon call or
bonus-
something.
Loon's healing word. All right, bonus action healing word on Tabaxi friend, and then I will action shoot at. Get out of my way, character sheet. You're in my way now. I'll shoot at that dude right there under the drift globe
Advantage.
All right.
with advantage. Woot! Advantage.
No advantage.
Crossbow.
No,
No?
I used the advantage.
Oh,
Oh,
you did?
Yep.
All right, so
I cast
18 then.
Firebolt.
Oh, I missed that.
8 misses, unfortunately.
Sad face. And I shall move up here beside Molly. That's it.
Yeah, you ping the drift globe, and it just slides another 5 feet.
Oh, whoops.
That drift globe is
Seymour.
expensive.
All right, I can't remember from last week. Did I have a hex up? I don't think I did.
You do. This guy right here is hexed.
Oh, perfect. Then why did my spells reset there? Back to proper. Okay. I'm going to fire at the closest one, I suppose.
It's the only one you can see.
And it's the only one that's hexed.
17 hits, 4 force, 4 necrotic. It, knocks him backwards off its foot, but still up, still looking pretty healthy. Any
All
movement?
right.
Any bonus action?
No, I'm pretty safe right here.
Are you? Because climbing out of the bone pit now, you're pretty safe there. That takes us to Julius, way in the back.
I stand way behind the yellow line at the subway, too.
I come out. I see that Seymour
Coward.
is still lit up, and now
And Badme's on fire.
Batman's also lit up.
But it's purple fire, and I am feeling no effect of it, and even Seymour is feeling very, very, very little heat. It's literally about the same amount of heat you get if I lit a match.
You
Yeah,
think he's
but you're
concerned
also-
for your safety.
No, you're lighting us up still.
You've seen me do it before. I'm
He just
perfectly
wants
safe.
He just wants advantage.
I do. I would love to have advantage.
And I don't want to stand in the dark next to a deep pit full of spiky bones, Julius.
Oh, I emit light.
Yeah, you're both lighting us
So
up.
is Seymour. Seymour cast light as well.
Yeah.
What?
You know, he's
I'm gonna-
pretty bitchy for someone with no emotions.
I'm gonna throw a firebolt at this gentleman. Oh, where'd it go? Seven.
17 hits for 3 fire damage. They are sort of smoking and singed. It smells really terrible down at the far end of that hallway.
And I will duck back around the corner.
All right. Cassett will try and Sacred Flame. Ooh, that's a 19. No effect. And that takes us to Molly. So you've got a very injured ghoul directly in front of you, and you know there's another one around the corner.
I also have a Haboob who is paralyzed and near death.
Yes, he is badly injured. He is frozen in place and has a big chunk taken out of his shoulder.
You know what? Should I heal you first? Should I unparalyze you first?
Quick question. When I passed out, didn't the paralysis go away?
Nope.
And would you say now that your boob is numb?
I think it's a perfect time to spay and neuter your pets.
All right, hold him still.
Oh. Should I give him do lesser restoration first, or should I heal him?
Schools.
Oh, you know what? I'll do lesser restoration. You're unparalyzed.
Give him a chance to run away at least. Yeah, it's a good idea.
Yep, there it is.
All right.
Rise in solidarity.
And then run in solidarity.
Save yourself.
All right, that's your action. Any bonus action, any movement, Molly?
I'm, you know what, gonna go just, like, around the corner, just to get out of this ghoul's face.
All right, you head back onto that foot-wide area. Give me an acrobatics check, please.
Oh, okay, crap. If I'd known... Oh, never mind.
It's like a 50% chance.
And you fall into the pit,
Ah, god dang it.
taking 5 piercing damage.
Okay, there goes most of my temporary hit points.
And then you can climb back out, because you still have movement.
Yep,
All right.
How temporary hit points did we start the day with?
7.
7.
Oh, okay.
7.
That's fine.
Haboob of Red Sands, you have been brought back to consciousness, and your extremities are tingling as you get feeling back in them from having your paralysis removed.
All right. Thank you, Chair, for the brains. Heal.
This guy is very badly injured, and yeah, you still know there's another one around the corner.
Okay. I turn around. What do I see over here? What's this purplish thing?
That's
Badme
me.
is wreathed in purple fire. You've seen this before.
Okay.
He looks comfortable.
She
Looks comfortable, sorry.
Okay. Climb over here. Go over here. Go over here. I am going to not
Parkour?
die. Huh? Yeah, parkour. Sorry, let me rephrase that. Parkour. That's good. Okay, so disengage, bonus action, cunning action, and then feline agility all the way back here.
All right. And you can climb on the walls, so I won't even make you make a dex check, because you are Tabaxi.
Okay. So, is there a standing space over here?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm going to drop in front of Seymour and try and take out the one that's right above Max.
All right.
Fused. And sneak it.
20 hits. Oh, yeah. 17 piercing damage is more than enough. This ghoul kind of screeches out and then falls to the ground.
And that's it for me.
All right. Athena.
Help action.
Done.
Back away.
Takes us to Badme.
I assume I cannot see the one around the corner well enough to attack it.
Correct.
Okay. I will hold my action then to attack the one that has been choreographed to be around the corner.
All right. It
casting
swings,
a firebolt.
Yeah, it swings around the corner. Your firebolt immediately goes off. 15
hit.
hits for 3
I'm-
fire damage.
Again, wreathed in flames because it lasts to the end of my turn.
All right. And you see it is just going to look at you, Max, and head right on over to...
Oh, come on.
That's not fair.
It looks at the big metal-clad man and
Fair
the
enough.
unarmored
Oh,
little thing that has been harassing it.
I
Tiny
forgot.
bird.
I
Oh,
forgot.
look. Flesh.
Yes, I forgot I can give out temporary hit points when I do a smite, but it's too late. It's like a round later, so never mind.
Yeah.
I got to remember I can do that.
That is a 20 to hit for 8 slashing damage on Athena.
Does she need to make a con save?
Oh, Athena.
No, because that should just pop
Yeah,
her
no,
out,
that
right?
absolutely, yes.
Yes. Oh, yeah, because Athena's been swinging around and harassing this thing, so it is just enraged and charged out. And yeah, had Athena even been 5 feet further, it still would have gone for her, and you would have gotten an attack of opportunity, Max.
It
This
swung
thing-
at the mosquito.
Yes, this thing failed its choice. All right.
Anger save.
Yep, and it is Maximilian T. Justice's turn.
I'm feeling a little insulted, actually. Skips me and goes for the bird. Fine. Eat that. 12 damage.
Ooh, yeah, absolutely. You stab through, and its back just covers over in ice, and you can see its head sort of turns around and stares at you and just says, "Please kill me."
All right, then.
I'm working on it. Now, do I see any sort of melee weapon in Chirrup's hand?
No.
Have I ever seen Chirrup use a melee weapon?
Chirrup's never really been in melee, so no.
Okay, so a bonus action to knock this thing prone would probably not do me all that well. Or anyone else all that well.
Yeah,
That-
don't do that.
Doesn't it give
It
us
would give it
advantage on ranged-
disadvantage. Yeah.
an advantage on
But
ranged
it
attack?
would just
You could also, if you knocked
Yeah,
it this way, it would take away Chirrup's disadvantage from a ranged attack.
Absolutely. I'm going to move back this way and attempt to do just that. Smash it in the face and fail hard.
Ooh, 9. It might be able to beat that. With a 15, it does. It holds firm.
Yeah.
And as your shield hits it, you actually see, from the rags it is wearing, what appears to be a holy symbol of Kelemvor around its neck. And you hear Casset from the back yell out, "Brother Rassaran!" who is one of the acolytes who's been missing. But that takes us to Chirrup.
Well, he's been found now. And we're just going to do this.
Yeah, but we were supposed to find him dead or alive. This is kind of in between.
Ooh. Yeah, that's a 3. He blasts backwards and bursts into about 5 separate pieces, but you actually see almost a smile of happiness as you free this religious man who was raised to hate undead, finally being released from his undead form. And with that, the music suggesting you're in battle ends.
Do-do-do-do-do.
Chirrup, I told you to stop playing music during combat.
Chirrup will just kind of like finger gun is at Max and just kind of blow them off, just
Yeah.
holster them and walk away.
Music-based magic.
I suggest it may be prudent to take a short break.
Yes, allow me to make a note. We'll have someone come and collect Brother Rassaran's parts and give him proper burial.
I pick up the holy symbol of Kelemvor and hold it up. Would you like me to take this, or would you like me to leave it on him for the moment?
Leave it on him so we know which pieces are his.
Okay.
Before one of you guys come back, could you just punt the drift globe back this way? Or are we going to check out? I don't remember Index seeing
Familiars did
anything
not
in there.
see much back there.
Chirp will punt it back because he wants to investigate the body and see if there's any strange, like basically
Well,
something
if
that
you
would
need to,
not
like,
be on
keep
his
it.
list.
Oh,
I
yeah.
thought we were leaving. So when we leave, just make sure you punt it back.
Oh, I
Yep,
have.
give me an
dark vision
investigation
right now.
check.
Okay.
But with the drift, I mean, even with dark vision, that would give you disadvantage. But the drift load will take the.
Oh,
Yes,
disadvantage what?
you notice that carved into and across the chest as you sort of open up all kinds of arcane symbols representing, basically necrotic energy and rites for the undead mixed in with some draconic symbols. Some of the symbols you guys saw under the tomb in Neiman Gap.
Okay, I will. I'm assuming his body's over here.
Oh, over there. There's a little over here. You exploded it good.
So I will whistle sharply to get everyone's attention and point specifically to Max for the Draconic, and then Julian and Ison, or Badmate Ison, to come and have a look at the body.
If we go half speed, sorry.
Yeah, just to kind of have a look at what I found and see if you can figure anything else out about it, like what kind of I may not be able to tell it's necromancy per se. Maybe you guys can tell that what specifically the ritual is meant to do aside from turn them undead. Like just see if you can figure anything else out.
If we go cautiously, can we not have to make a save, or at least
if you move cautiously with half speed, you don't have to make a save.
I was going to say I was going to throw him a rope, perhaps.
So we move cautiously.
Right.
Very cautiously.
Do the symbols in Draconic say anything in particular that I might recognize?
Give me an Arcana check.
Could I do a religion check, perhaps?
Sure.
If this is
guidance.
I speak Draconic and have quite a good Arcana check.
Oh, guidance for both of you. Boom, boom.
What does that say from the guy way in the back?
I'll start taking a look up here while they're looking at
I will start transcribing the symbols and drawing them in the air. Like, get up here.
Well, one of you can make a religion check. The other one can give me an Arcana check.
If I cast Identify as a ritual... Wait, okay, first let me see if I have it prepared.
Seymour, you see what appear to be small animal coffers and statuary, and Cassett will come around as well and just explain that, this section is where some pets were interred, and then in the back area were basically smoked bodies as an ancient way that they used to entomb people and mummify them. And so they have these braziers that blacken the skin, and that's why all the corpses back there are blackened. But you see the ghouls have eaten quite a few of it. Julius, you and Badmate and Maximilian, as you are exploring these, you see that they are definitely arcane symbols to do with the undead, but they also remind you of the notes and images you saw in the tomb in Neiman Gap that related specifically to Draco liches. So it's an offshoot of that kind of magic.
And could I use my proficiency in calligrapher supplies to maybe get some insight into the people or the person who carved the symbols? Does that translate? Does carving translate to handwriting?
Not as much. You could see whoever did this. I mean, you and Badmate can see it was done skillfully and not without a little bit of artfulness.
What would, if I had masonry tool proficiency, could I use that to try and gain insight into who carved them?
I would say both of you just can recognize this was obviously a skilled necromancer who did this.
If I had brewer supplies...
Oh my god.
No.
I will say that is something specifically called out by Xanathars as being able to get insight into the person who wrote something.
Which is why I thought Chen's gently, carving.
I mean, maybe if you carved up people and not stone? Alright, so it doesn't look like there's anything back there. but we found our dear brother. So deeper.
One of them. and
Avante.
yes. Is there anything else, Cass? Is there anything else past here?
Oh, it's a dead end.
No, not that I've seen. It is it is where the braziers were. So that is the end of this section. The catacombs go lower, back the way we came, and the stairs continue downwards.
Yes. I sort of wave Haboob up here, see if he can spot anything suspicious in this area. Clearly, somebody came over here, animated some of the corpses. The ghouls themselves weren't blackened, and one of them is particularly fresh.
Well, it seems like they ambushed the brother, turned him into a ghoul.
Yes.
Do they have to be alive when they turn into a ghoul, or can you do it with a corpse?
I think it's more of a corpse thing.
I think somebody had to turn them into a ghoul.
Can ghouls make more ghouls? I don't know much about the undead. You're the expert here on undead.
I don't know.
What do we
Can
know about?
ghouls make more ghouls on an 18 religion check?
Oh, well, that about does this for me. You know, I don't get paid for this, right? Oh, and Cassett will kind of duck back around the corner as you have this ghoulish conversation. You would understand that zombies can be created from like whites and things like that. Ghouls can be raised by necromancers, and specifically, you mean necromantic energies. But yeah, Brother Rassaran was clearly turned into a ghoul using this necromantic magic, and probably while he was alive.
Yeah,
That's unsettling as I write that down.
We should ask if there were any.
Yeah,
if
I'll be a
with
little bit.
necromancers in the past.
Yeah, I'll be a little delicate about that part when I recount it to Seymour.
What's that?
The while he was alive part.
Oh, yeah. So you don't.
Yeah, it is also, I would say, believed that those who've tasted the flesh of humans become ghouls, is the other sort of general Forgotten Realms belief.
See, that was the
Like
one I was
Wendigos.
thinking of. But I think, isn't that a real world belief as well?
Wendigos.
Probably.
Yeah, but
Wendigos, that's it, yeah.
no, this was done.
Brother did not
Well-
carve those symbols into himself.
No, Brother Haboob, can you check the room out, make sure that there's nothing left hidden, nothing, no way in that could not be covered normally, that sort of thing.
This tabaxi will comply. So I just do a investigation over here. I'm basically looking for what Max is.
All right, yeah, you're looking for secret doors, any passages, things like that. Nothing draws your attention here. I mean, you can see the walls are blackened from the smoke of centuries here, and you don't notice any cracks or breaks in it. The walls appear solid.
Nothing seems to be standing out of the ordinary, Maximilian.
As ordinary as this place can get. Okay, let's sorry, 1 second here. And how much are you down?
Those are pets in the bottom left.
Maximilian, before
Yeah.
you waste
Yeah,
your lay on hands,
Yeah.
both Seymour and I need to resummon our familiars. An hour break would allow us to do that and allow Haboob of Red Sands to recover.
Okay, let's do this on the other side of the bone pit.
I agree.
I mean, it's a good defensive position.
It is, but it's also an incredibly gruesome position. So let's do this on the other side of the pit.
Did anyone investigate these pots and these things over here?
I did a quick check. The
Yeah,
animals
they're
at the
pets.
bottom are statues, and I think the pots are just empty pots.
Oh, so
They have basically ashes and things in them, but you can see they all seem to have pet names inscribed upon them.
Lord Fuzzy Whiskers.
Do you want to investigate any of them?
unless any of the names pop out that shouldn't be there, but are there? Yeah, not gonna spend time on that.
All right.
What does this one say? Haboob of Red Sands.
Excuse me, say what?
Well, I guess I will get rid of or end light because I'll have the drift globe back.
Just in case we've left people behind here.
Julius, cheer up.
All right. So you find yourselves at the midpoint of this staircase. You see it descends for about 20 feet before it appears to turn into the top of a wooden staircase. And Cassett will say, that leads down to the lower catacombs. And I haven't been down there in quite some time.
Okay.
Soccer kick it down? Or are we taking first? Or are we taking a short rest?
I thought we were, so we could.
We should.
We could go back up to the viewing gallery up at the top of the stairs. I believe it was. No, sorry. This is the macabre display of.
Yes.
Death. Which Cassett should be just totally fine with. I think.
Yeah, I mean, she's still fairly comfortable in everything here. And yeah, in each of these sections, again, you see scenes of normal daily life. You know, richly dressed people seated around dining tables or writing desks, luxurious chairs. You see, one that is sort of in a hunting area. They are all behind sort of barred enclosures, so you only have the 10-foot wide hallway in the center. You see one is, sort of a hunting scene with a gentleman with a really sort of richly oiled ancient crossbow that they're holding.
Excellent. So yeah, let's take a short rest here.
I mean, there's tables and chairs just around the corner as well.
We are probably fine here.
Julius, you keep trying to enter these cells.
Oh, they're cells.
Yeah, they are individual crypts, but they're behind locked iron grates.
Oh.
I just did not want to take the time to make individual dioramas in each one.
I will use the short rest to bring back index.
Same.
Excellent. Let's get a hit. Are we getting bonus hit dice?
How many gold is it? 10 gold?
It's 10 gold. I brought extra. Let's see. How much did I write down for extra? I thought I wrote it down. Let's see.
Sure, were we getting Song of Rest?
Yes.
I apparently didn't write it down, but I did take off the gold last time for a couple of
I gave you 10
castings.
gold for a set of instants.
1d6.
So we'll have to pick up some more.
Yeah, originally cast the thingy.
Everyone gets an extra 3.
I think you bought like 5 or 6 at least.
I couldn't remember. I thought I bought a couple.
You bought a decent amount that would last for at least a few deaths.
Yeah,
I want to say you had. I want to say you had at least 4, if not 5.
But then I will write down 2 left. We can still use those.
Seymour Sunkist, your familiar is strange. I've never seen one like it.
Be something other than 3.
Yeah, he's very special. Yes, he is.
I've never seen one able to attack before.
I didn't teach him that. I didn't even believe these guys when they said he exploded someone. I'm still not sure I believe it.
He did, and it's a little scary, actually, Seymour. Are you sure that this thing is what you think it is?
Best friend and editor? Yes.
I'll be sure to keep
Can
an
I-
extra eye out on Index.
I, FYI, popped my channel divinity before our short rest to gain a spell slot. Then the short rest gives me back my channel divinity, FYI.
But I
since
can
we-
send Index in.
Since
Take
we
a
don't
look.
need since we don't need temporary hit points, we can give them to Athena, and you can do the.
Oh, are we doing another inspiring leader? How many times a day can I do
You don't
that?
have a limited times a day. You have to take a short rest before you can benefit.
Oh, yes, that's
Yeah.
true. Yeah. All right. So, yeah, but I'm gonna have to cut someone else off if we're gonna give Index.
Well, I don't need it because I didn't take a short rest. I still have my temporary hit points.
Same. I'm at
Oh,
complete
true.
full.
Yeah.
We just had multiple people really low, and 2 people who needed to spend an hour casting a spell.
And us,
And
and us full,
Wait.
half and full caster stayed
on.
in the back.
Hang on. We don't need to cut anybody out ever.
why?
You just need to give 2 speeches.
That's 20 minutes though.
Yeah, nobody wants to hear Seymour for 20 minutes.
Cassett wanders off and starts putting together Brother Rassaran's body.
Oh. Cassett, do you want help with that?
No.
Acid could also get the benefits of it.
Actually, everybody, because enough of us didn't. Well, yes, I see him. Enough of us didn't take a short rest that Cassett should get 7 temporary hit points as well.
Well, all of you took a short rest.
Do we take a short rest while casting spells? Like while casting ritual spells?
Yeah, because we
Yes.
didn't use any hit dice.
Well,
Alrighty then.
So. All right.
If you had 2 temporary hit points left over and you got another 7, does that mean I have 9? Or does it
no.
just go up to 7? That's
Means
what I
you have
thought.
7.
I
Yeah.
just go back to 7. Okay.
It's the you take whatever source of temporary hit points you have, but you can only have one source. So if you have one left over that's more, you keep that one.
Right, okay.
All right. After about an hour and 15 minutes, then
Yeah, sounds about right.
Cassett gathers you all back up and suggests if you're ready to continue.
Excellent. It's all good that that we get out of this place. You know, I met your grandma once, Seymour, and gotta say, didn't really like her.
I mean, that's what most people say.
Yeah.
She's
She
kind of
was a
bitch.
cold old bitch. Always had a sweet for, someone who was willing to say the 9 tenets of, what's the god here, Kalimdor?
Yep.
The 9 tenets of Kalimdor, though, so that was always good.
How many tenants does Kalimdor have, Patrick?
Please
You're the
say-
one who worships him.
Is 9 the correct guess? Is more my question.
At least 5.
Then a side I see more so.
All right. Cassett, lead on.
Before we descend, do you want to have Index go and take a look?
If you wish.
All right, Index will go invisible. And move up into the room. Can I see those two? Your dynamic lighting on those doors is not working, Patrick.
That's because the door is broken and shattered on the floor.
Oh, okay. So then Seymour will say what he sees.
Index flies over what appears to be an old wooden staircase that curves down into a 15 by 15 stone room. You can see there is a large 4-armed statue sort of in the center of this area. You see at the base of the stairs, a door has been smashed in and clawing against the far wall of that room, you can see what appear to be a trio of zombies.
I will tell the party. And I'll have Index. Do we want Index to go for? I'll end the connection and say, do we want to go forward,
Well, yeah.
or do we want him to scout a bit more? But there are some look like zombies.
And the door was broken. Who pays for
They're behind a broken double door.
That's unfortunate. Okay. Let's
And are they tied up, Patrick? I can get a bit closer so I can see. Are they tied, or are they?
They are not.
like-
They are clawing at a wall, and if you get closer, it looks like there is, in fact, a large wooden door there that they are scratching at. And you can see this room appears to have almost a skylight in it, and it looks like there is a rope and grappling hook that has fallen to the center of the floor, which otherwise has what appears to be shackles and manacles.
I
And
think they
Cassett
went this
will
way.
tell you that that is, in fact, a sun pit where they would chain vampires and let the sun kill them.
Well, I think our
Kinda cool.
friends came in this way. Something's upset the zombies, and they're trying to get through a door.
Well, I'm more upset that there's zombies here, honestly, but let's go put some zombies down.
And otherwise, you see there's a hallway with a passageway after about 15 feet, and then another staircase of stone leading down. Index.
And what's that metal box there?
That is a giant black obelisk.
Oh.
Not
So then I
ominous.
guess, shall we catch up with Index? It seems there's the 3 zombies and a couple of ways off, but I don't want to send him too far.
Nope, that's fair. Okay. About how far up did you see the zombies?
So Seymour will say, go down the stairs, and it's in the doorway across from the landing.
Okay. Shall we march in? And I will slowly start making my way down the stairs.
All right, you step onto the stairs. They are old wood, and they creak and kind of groan. Give me an acrobatics check, please.
15.
15. Yeah, you step cautiously and carefully, but they do groan and shift as they are ancient, and the wood around you appears a little rotted and weak. But as you curve around them, you can see with the light of the drift globe that this tall statue has vaguely insectoid features, 4 arms, and it clutches a scroll in one hand, a quill, a skull, and the 4th hand is empty.
Who's that of? I ask our guide.
She says that is Jurgel, an ancient deity charged with the recording of the disposition of souls and guarding the tombs of the dead.
Oh. I should have known that.
All right, Max. So are you dashing to get all the way down the stairs or just basic movement?
Basic movement. I am going to point back to the stair that I almost broke through and be like, oh, watch this one. So I'm going to warn everyone behind me of the stair that they should avoid.
It's the entire staircase.
Okay. Careful going down these stairs. I'm not sure if I can help everybody else's check to not go through the stairs.
Well, should we do it one at a time then?
Probably. So I will go up to the landing here. Do these stairs look in better shape?
Nope, the whole staircase is old and ancient and rickety.
Okay, how far down is this?
You are, they descend down about 20 feet.
Okay, so just jumping off is not a good idea. All right, fair enough. So I will go down to the next landing.
Give me another Acrobatics check, please.
A is for acrobatics. This is not my skill. Oh, 15.
Yeah, you continue to tread lightly. They do creak and groan and moan. And Seymour, as these stairs rattle and shake, you can hear now the sort of crying and scratching and shrieking of the zombies in the room at the bottom of the stairs. What's everybody else doing while Max continues downwards?
I will send Index over to help Max if he needs it. And I'll wait till everyone else has gone through the stairs before I go down.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm going to move up here and occupy the space that Athena was in. And I'm going to inspect the railings to see how sturdy it appears to be and whether we could potentially attach a rope and rappel from there.
All right. Give me an investigation check.
Yeah, while you're doing that check really quick, how far is it from the top landing to the floor?
20 feet or so.
Okay.
The whole staircase appears fairly rickety, Badme. You don't think it would hold your weight.
Yeah.
Especially, I mean, you've all heard sort of the creaking, cracking, and groaning with every step that Maximilian took. And I mean, he's hefty and weighs far more than everybody else. But, even so, the stairs didn't sound like they appreciated him.
How tall is the statue here?
The statue is about 10 feet tall.
So it's basically 10 feet from the landing to the statue.
Yes.
I am small. I am acrobatic-y. I want to parkour and jump off the landing onto the statue, hopefully landing in the palm of the hands.
All right. I mean, 3 of the hands have items in them. 1 is empty.
Okay.
Yeah. Once, are you going to just sort of squeeze past everybody else to do so, or wait till they've passed by?
I'm a size smaller than them, so I'll squeeze past.
All
in
right.
that case, I didn't realize I missed that in the description, so if there's stuff in the hands, I'll aim for the head and then just kind of like climb down from there. Or
Sure,
just
give
sit up
me-
there and snipe, whatever.
Yeah. Give me an acrobatics check.
As
Trip rushes through, steps off, there is a small kind of creak, but you are able to spring off of it, swing yourself down. Your wings don't cause you flight, but they slow you enough that you are able to end up on the shoulders and then sort of spin your way down to the ground in front of the
That's not
statue.
flying.
Does she
Falling
hop?
with style.
Does she hop like a chickadee?
I will say yes. Because I think that's cute. I can walk normally, but like this, for whatever reason, this running jump, because it's kind of rickety, I'm just that little bit hesitant. So I'm hopping like a little chickadee a little bit.
Tell me there was at least a backflip.
Yes, with a 25 and nat 20, yes, there was a backflip. I'm doing like all the artistic aerobatic, like huzzah, look at me. Thumbs up at Maximilian as I'm flipping around in the air.
Show off. Okay. Can I like lean back into the light because I'm half in shadow here and just kind of like motion for the drift globe?
I don't know if we can move the drift globe. I think it has to just follow, right?
Yeah, you can push it, but otherwise it just follows you.
I will.
Mage hand it.
We can kick it down, or we can mage hand it down to him.
Yeah. All right. So I just
There you go.
Here.
We all have
Ooh.
sight from the drift globe as well, Patrick?
Yeah,
Yeah, I
it's
got
emitting
sight.
bright light.
No, we have sight.
No. We can see through its token.
Yeah, you should be able to, because I wanted every one of you to have control.
Oh, there's no way to have control and not have vision?
Actually, there is. You just turn off vision for the token.
Well, effectively, light becomes vision.
No, like if you want to see what you look like without being able to see through the drift globe, just hit Control L while your token's selected, and see how your vision changes.
I don't see any change.
Because you're standing at a weird angle where
Oh,
you're basically
neat.
already seeing everything.
No, that
50-50.
and Patrick switched it.
Oh, that too.
All right.
Yeah, I can see a difference when I do the
And
control
as
element.
the light swings down the staircase, that passes through the broken doorway, and rushing out are 3 incredibly emaciated zombies.
So
It's time to roll initiative, please.
So I took out my crossbow specifically for this purpose. So can I pop a bolt off as they come out at us?
We got to roll initiative.
Perfect.
Haboob.
Technically, that's my second roll. The first roll didn't register, so I do have a 15.
Patrick,
Oh, no, you're right.
am I seeing things, or is there a different background color for those zombies?
I don't know.
Oh, there's different zombie tokens entirely from the standard ones. They're cool.
Well, no. One has a red background, one has a yellow background.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll find out
That's
soon enough.
meta E. We don't know if it's different.
Meta-ing.
Hopefully there'd be some distinguishing feature if it wasn't meta-ing.
Does one have a bowl haircut, one have kind of like a bald spot on the top, and the other one is really bald and fat?
Yeah.
All right. So from the top of the staircase, Molly, you can see these 3 zombies come rushing through this broken door. What do you do?
First thing I am going to do is Sacred Flame.
Which one?
The one in front.
Okay.
Finally. Okay, here we go.
That is an 18. No damage.
Damn it. Then I'm going to go 5, 10, 15, 20 into this corner.
Give me an acrobatics check, please. All right. Chirrup.
All right, so I don't get to like pop off a ready action or anything. So instead of my crossbow, I'm going to try and make space for everybody coming down, and I'm going to pop off another thunder wave.
All right.
Second level this time.
That is a natural 20.
Ugh.
That is a 13 and a 14. So 19 divided by 2 is 9 damage apiece, but they are not blasted backwards.
Okay. Are they too big to get in behind the statue here?
Yes.
Okay, so since I'm small, I will squeeze, and I will take the attack of opportunity.
All right.
It's also 10 feet up.
No, I'm actually on the ground beside the statue.
He is on the ground now. All right.
So I'm just going to kind of like duck behind it.
That is a 19 to hit for 6 slashing damage.
Okay. I will accept that.
All right. And this guy will move to the front of the statue. He can still reach you.
Damn it! I was trying to avoid that.
Yeah, he will claw at you twice. That is a 23 to hit for 9 slashing. And a 22 for 5 more slashing.
Oh, this was stupid of me.
This guy skitters actually up the wall to you, Maximilian.
That's creepy.
That is a 14, which will not hit. That is a 23 for 4 slashing damage, though.
Okay.
And this guy will race up the stairs at you. And he's going to attempt to grab on and just grapple you.
Okay, is that athletics?
Athletics.
Does he wreck the stairs?
Ooh, a 16 does not beat his 18.
God
You are
damn it.
grappled, Maximilian.
So that reduces my speed to 0.
Yes.
Oh, okay. I'm fine here. I say this before the stairs collapse.
And then with that, he tries to rake his claws across you as well. That is a 23 to hit for 5 slashing.
Really?
And that takes us to Haboob of Red Sands. So you are in the back of the pack on the staircase.
Mm-hmm.
Let me
Okay.
get Cassidin. Ooh, 17. So actually, before you, Haboob,
Okay.
Cassit will squeeze past there, step onto the rickety stairs, and she is going to try and Sacred Flame the one in front of you, Chirrup. That is a 2, so they fail. For 7 radiant damage. All right, that takes us to Haboob.
Okay, from where I'm standing, am I able to...
You can't see a thing. You are on a staircase. This is 20 feet below you. So you can't see anything.
Okay, but is there a wall over here on the wooden staircase?
There is a wooden railing.
Right. Okay, so I can. I think I can. Okay. And am I able to see Cherub down?
Yes, she is about 20. He's about 20 feet below you, behind a statue.
Okay, so I am.
And give me an athletics check, please.
Okay.
Or acrobatics, sorry.
Cool. That's even better.
All right.
And I'm gonna aim at the one that's next to Chirrup, and let's see if I can hurt. I can. Seem to hurt.
No, a 10 misses. It bounces off one of the arms of this statue, and you hear Cassit behind you. That's expensive.
I apologize. I'll get it next time. And that's it for me.
All right.
Technically,
Maximilian
it
T.
disappears.
Yeah, Maximilian T. Justice, you are currently grappled.
Well, that's unfortunate. Shield to the face.
That is a 23.
God damn it. All right. Ice pick to the face.
12 does hit for 9 piercing and 4 cold damage.
Okay, that doesn't dislodge him.
Nope.
All right. Think small thoughts, Chirrup. I can't reach Chirrup, can I?
Nope.
All right.
Nope, there is a wooden banister in the way, unfortunately.
Okay, well, that's it for me.
Julius.
I heard Chirrup call out in pain, right?
Yep. Chirp would not have been quiet about that.
I'm worried about putting more weight on the stairs. But I kind of have to see to do any damage. So I'm gonna step up here. And then here.
All right, give me an acrobatics check, please. You know, the wood groans and creaks ominously under your feet every time you guys step onto here.
Oh, that's not +8, but it's still a 21.
Dang, yeah, you are treading lightly and carefully, and you see a few splinters fall, but you make it to the edge of the railing. You can see Chirrup tucked behind this statue with this zombie with incredibly long, thin arms reaching out, and then Max is grabbed by one, and the other one is crawling along the wall and scraping at him.
All right, I'm going to cast. I'm going to cast Tasha's Hideous Laughter at the one that's... Actually, let me look at that real quick. So just 4 less. Probably not going to cast Tasha's Hideous Laughter. I will, unfortunately, just throw a Firebolt at it because I don't have stuff for undead.
Firebolt is for undead.
14?
What kind of Kelemvorite are you? 14 hits.
The kind that
2
goes after necromancers and not zombies.
Yeah.
2 fire damage. and it just sort of turns and looks up at the stairs and hisses at you.
Yeah, and then I'm gonna move back here.
All right. Give me another acrobatics check as you go back across the staircase.
Even like not just once a turn, every movement.
You went down and then back. Yeah.
It's a 2.
All right. Athena.
Athena, can she fly over the banister?
Oh, easily. I mean, sure. Leftover.
Because there's kind of a dynamic lighting there that prevents me from actually moving. Thank you. Fly down. Provide the help action.
All right.
And then fly by everything. Back up. So that's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40 to end up back here.
Okay. Seymour.
Oh, is this the new one-way stuff?
Yes.
Dynamic lighting? Oh, that's cool.
All right. Because it's not exactly clear in the pack of the pack of the chain. Can I ready an action to use my reaction when I tell Index to attack on his turn?
No.
All right, then Index will give Cheer Up the help. I'm going to order Index to give Cheer Up the help action on his turn, which is next anyway. And I can't see this one, right?
Nope.
Yeah, I'm staying up here. I'll ready an action to shoot anything I see come out.
Okay. That takes us to Index.
And he will give her the help action.
Okay.
Him the help action.
Badme, you are at the bottom of the stone staircase, just at the top of the wooden section. What would you like to do?
Okay, so here's a question for you because of the way the one-way dynamic lighting works. I should, in theory, be able to see the other side of the staircase if I move up next to Haboob, correct?
Yes.
But because of the way the dynamic lighting is, we can't.
Yep.
Okay. So in that case, then, I am going to move next to Haboob there just to get line of sight, though. I'm going to move over here first. Or that works just as well. So that is a acrobatics check. Ooh, shit.
With that, the staircase cracks and shatters and collapses.
It was a good run.
So Molly, Haboob, and Casset, and Badme, you all fall 20 feet as the
Whoa.
stairs collapse.
Haboob lands on
And
his
you
feet.
each take 7 bludgeoning damage and fall prone.
There go all of our temporary hit points.
Yay.
I stand up.
Yeah, it's a good thing you had the temporary hit points.
Yeah.
Thank you, Seymour.
Casset looks real bad.
She had the temporary hit points too. If she listened to me.
She didn't. She wandered off to fix the brother's body.
Damn.
All right, so
Okay.
Badme, you stand up. You are now next to this statue. You can see there is this zombie that is stretching and trying to attack Chirrup.
Okay. First things first. Seymour, lower a rope. And then
rope.
And then I will action firebolt Chirp's companion. Oh
Hits.
God. 1 fire damage. Wow.
1 fire damage.
I'm gonna turn on my fire.
Okay.
Yeah, just. I mean, yes, it's only 1d10, but I'm gonna move out of the. Oh no, I can't. I moved 15 feet to get to where Haboob
Yeah.
was. And then I use 15 feet to stand up. That's fine. That's fine. And then I'm going to just double check my spell slot. Oh, I'm max. Yeah, I'm going to send a healing word to cast it.
Ooh, all right.
Holy jeez.
Nice. That takes her back to max health.
And respectful nods. End my turn.
All right. Top of the round, that takes us to Molly. So you are currently prone on the now wood and stone floor, 20 feet below where you were.
Okay, I am going to get up. Okay, Cassit's health is back to full.
She's back to full. You see her lying. She's still prone, lying on the ground. And she's just like, oh, how do you expect us to get back up?
And Chirrup, how's your health?
I forgot I had the 7 temporary hit points, so I'm actually not bad. I'm at 14, not 7 like I thought I was.
Okay, all right. Everyone health-wise seems good, so I'm just going to Sacred Flame the one in front of Max. What's that one right in front of Chirrup with the?
Oh, that's because the familiars took the help action.
Oh, okay. Never mind. Back to the one to Max. That's the end of my turn.
All right. That is a 2. So, yeah, they take another 7 radiant damage. They are starting to look pretty badly hurt. And that takes us to Chirrup. He is currently still ducking behind this statue. There is one of these zombies reaching around trying to grasp at you, but you have seen... Actually, you haven't seen. You probably heard Index zip past. So you do have advantage because it gave you the help action.
Quick question. I do not want to stay on the ground. I don't want to waste this advantage, although somebody else could probably take it. Climbing the statue, I'm assuming would be my action, yes? Am I muted? No.
You're not muted. Yeah, you don't have a climb speed, so yes.
Poop. Okay. You know what? Go for glory. I will... No, he's on the ground with me, isn't he? Because he fell too.
Yes.
He's prone?
No, he didn't fall, so... Actually, no, I'm going to say climbing is movement, so it's part of your move action. These two and Max only basically fell 5 feet, so they didn't have to worry too much.
Okay. If it's not going to use up my action, I would like to climb back up to the top of the statue and perch on its head. Or shoulders, whatever.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay, so
you
I'm
can,
just going to...
So still an athletics check, but yeah.
10 feet up, providing athletics? Yeah? Okay.
Yep.
Athletics.
Yeah, you clamber up easily enough. These two zombies will get attacks of opportunity as you move out of their range.
Yep.
That is 11, which does not hit. That is a 15, which just hits for 7 slashing.
I will let it hit. I was going to use my barbs, but I'll take that. So I am now 10 feet up on top of the statue, and then I will fire down at this guy with advantage.
All right.
Advantage. And yes, in response to your question, Badmate, I would like something more than a dagger.
Ooh, 28 definitely hits for 7 piercing.
All right. So
I thought you might take that short sword that I handed out last session.
Yeah,
I am
got it.
regretting that right now because I'm just like, oh, Chirp hangs in the back. He doesn't do melee next. Oh, look where I am now.
I leap to the front.
I wasn't even trying to leap to the front, man.
I could give it to you. I have a longsword +1.
After this, if you're willing to give it up, I will more than happily accept
Or I
it.
could give you a longsword +1 if you can wield that.
We'll figure it out afterwards, but I'm
You are
regretting my
proficient in
choices.
longswords. Bards get proficiency in longswords.
Something to think about once we're done this.
All right,
Hopefully
this
they don't
guy's
climb up after me.
this guy is going to give up on Sharp and head over to the now prone Haboob on the ground.
Not the one who hurled fire.
Nope, because you're standing.
I'm also on fire.
That is a 24 to hit Haboob for 4 slashing, and then it turns on you, Badme.
Okay.
That is a 9, which misses.
Okay, just a sec here. Let me reread something here. Nope, wasn't hit. Okay.
All right. Maximilian, this guy is going to continue to claw at you. That is a 17 to hit, which does not hit. That is an 8, which does not hit. That is a 10. That's a 23 for 4 slashing.
How many attacks do they have?
2 each.
Oh, okay. So
And
4
then
plus-
this guy is going to skitter away across the wall. You will get an attack of opportunity if you want.
I do want.
An 11 hits for 9 piercing and 3 cold. So yeah, again, you see just this ice and crystal move up this body, and you see, part of his torso just kind of freezes and collapses to the ground in a big chunk.
Ew.
And swinging around the corner and coming in at Cassett, who is prone on the ground. That's a 21 for 5 slashing.
I will silvery grackle barbs that.
All right.
So hopefully it'll miss after this.
That is a 23 for 6 slashing.
Damn it.
So the first roll will stand for 5 slashing. Second attack, however, is a 9, which just misses because an Acolyte has AC of 10. But
I will give Cassett the advantage since I couldn't help her.
all right. Okay, that takes us to Cassett. And she will stand up. And she will cast Cure Wounds on herself. Healing herself for 5, so she's back to full. And she is going to just try and step back through here. So that is difficult terrain. So that is 10, 20, 30. That guy will get an attack. Ten just hits for 8 slashing. She's brutally injured again. All right, that takes us to Haboob of Red Sands. You are prone on the ground.
And the stairs where Seymour and Julius are is 20 feet up?
Yes, and there are all kinds of handholds and broken bits of wood, so they can be climbed. You have a climbing speed, so it doesn't really matter.
Okay, so I'm going to climb back up to the stairs where Seymour and Julius are. And
all right, this guy will take their attack of opportunity.
I'll take it.
Actually, no. Yes, they've had their turn since then. Okay.
So no opportunity?
They do. That is a 12, which does not hit.
Sweet. And Which of these two are the weakest? The one next to Chirp or Maximilian, or the one next to Batman?
Maximilian.
Okay, so I'm gonna aim at that guy, and that's yeah, that should fit. Oof,
14 hits.
sweet. 8.
8 damage is exactly what it had left. So it's going to make its con save. Yeah, you strike it and you see it collapse down to the ground, but it continues to hold on to Maximilian and it just starts pulling itself back to its feet.
Oy vey.
I was going to go run over and heal Casset. That's unfortunate.
Yeah. Any more movement, any bonus actions?
I don't think I have any more movement left. Yeah, that's for me. I don't have anything else left.
All right. Maximilian, this zombie is just holding onto you with its long claws.
Right. Let's see if we can continue. Hold on.
All right. It does. You stab it, and part of it freezes, and you see part of its chest just caves in and collapses. But its eyes dim and then pop open again, and it just with a 24 on its Constitution save. It stays at 1 hit point.
My Torm. I hate these things. 11 athletics to try to shield bash it.
All right.
Get off.
That is a 13. It just continues to hold on to you.
I'm trying here, people.
$1.
That takes us to Julius.
This is on 1 hit point, right?
Yes.
I'm going to try and firebolt it.
That hits for 5 fire damage.
Forget if this gets harder and harder each time or not.
It does not. It's just a DC of 5 plus the damage taken. So with a 19, it succeeds. So yeah, your fire hits and burns off side of its face, and it kind of melts away. But it just cocks its head, and there's a sick cracking of its neck, and it continues to stand.
Do I know how this works?
Yes, you would know that it's like an undead fortitude.
No, I mean the thing about the damage type that affects it.
If you're a Kalimvorite, give me a religion check. I mean, you hate necromancers in your past, so I would presume you know how to deal with the undead. Yeah, you understand it.
I will call out to Molly Goldman. Molly, you must be the one to deal with them. To pinch them off.
Channel to. You want me to?
I want you to radiant damage them.
But you didn't say that. He just told you, Molly,
loud.
you were the one to finish them off. And that takes us to Athena.
Because in character, that makes more sense.
Well, I'm trying.
Use your holy fire.
I've been sacred flaming.
I know.
Casset knows what's up.
Yep.
Flame with me, Casset.
Oh, I will. All right, but Athena, what do you do?
Help action on the one near Chirp, because we want Molly attacking the one that's on 1 hit point, and she will fly back up into the passageway with us.
All right. Seymour.
All right.
So the stairway is completely collapsed, so you have an open view of the field in front of you. You can see there is an injured one that is next to the purple flame-wreathed Badme. This one you've seen be stabbed and shot repeatedly and still stands grabbing onto Maximilian, and this one is skittering across the wall over there.
All right. Well, I guess I'll hit the one in front of Badmate that's hurt. Actually, no. I'll make Index do it because he's right next to it now.
All right. 7 does not hit.
No,
Actually, no, it has the help action, so yeah.
Oh, yeah, help action.
So 14 does hit that for 7 piercing damage. No effect on the poison damage.
All right, was worth a try. And then I will tell him to disengage and turn invisible,
All right.
which he will do on his next turn.
All right.
And he comes back up. He goes up 20 feet next to Haboob.
That takes us to Badme. She is wreathed in her purple flames. There is a badly damaged husk zombie in front of you, and a fresh one just diagonally to your left.
Okay, so assuming I move, I can do a line-based attack that goes that way, correct? And it would catch all 3, potentially?
If you move to that spot?
No. If I started a line-based attack in this square and brought it at an angle like this, would I be able to catch all 3?
Yes.
Okay, cool. As I'm going to use Catapult after I back away to give Casset a human shield. Or humanoid shield.
So this guy gets an attack of opportunity.
But only him.
That is an 18 to hit for 4 slashing.
Okay, I take 4, and he takes 4.
All right.
All right, so that's the first bit of damage I saw there. Next is Catapult. So in turn, I need the first one gives me a Dexterity saving throw. If he succeeds, the next one in line gives a Dexterity saving throw, and the first failure takes the damage.
It's a 4 on the first guy. So you pick up a piece of the rubble and it smashes in the side of their head for 11 bludgeoning damage. Let's see if he can make this con save. That is a 12. With that, the side of his head caves in, and he just leaves these long scratch marks in the front of your brand new armor, Maximilian. But he does not get up.
Can I send the head flying?
Sure.
It collides into the foot of the next one in line. And Money, I believe he means use Radiant!
Is that what
And that's my turn.
All right. Takes us to Molly, top of the round.
Don't worry, I'm going to use my holy fire.
Actually, before that happens, staggering down the hallway is just a standard old-fashioned zombie that can barely frickin' walk. Just
He's been walking out the hallway this entire time.
Yeah, he just
really
got
has.
his shoulder stuck in the door, and then finally wiggled his way out. All right, first thing I'm going to do is I will cure wounds Kasich. Or no, I won't cure wounds. I'll healing word Kasich, and then I will do Sacred Flame to the one in front of Chirrup.
all right.
You know what? Kasich looks really hurt. I'll cure wounds.
Cassit's good. Cassit will just put up her hand and say, I'm fine.
Oh, you don't need one? All right, Sacred Flame!
Yeah.
Holy Fire!
That is a 2. So that
6.
Yeah, for 6 radiant damage. And as that happens, it explodes. Chirrup, give me a Constitution saving throw, please.
Just when you think you're safe.
Oh, wait, you're 10 feet up, aren't you?
Yes.
You are safe. Yeah, it explodes outwards and just kind of splatters everywhere. And there's just this sick, awful smell that comes off of it.
Yeah.
That's new.
Stay away from the beasties.
Retching noises from up the hallway.
Okay, maybe holy fire is not such a great idea.
It did kill it in like one hit.
All right. Any movement, any bonus actions, Molly?
Nope, I'm fine.
All right. Chirrup.
I am just going to fire at whoever's left. So there's that guy in the corner, that guy there, that guy just coming around right now. So of the two who first started this fight, who's looking more hurt? This one? That one.
Nope.
Okay, I will fire at him.
This guy.
Normal. Light crossbow. Oh,
Misses. It's skittering across the wall and just ducks out of the way, and
I'm distracted by the shinies in this the eye sockets of the statue.
Yep.
That's it for me. I'm staying up here. I'm keeping my feathery butt out of reach.
All right. This guy is going to skitter across the stone wall. So Index is invisible. Or no, they disengaged on their last turn.
No, he said turn invisible.
Yeah, but he also said that'll happen on his next turn.
Yeah, because he said he used his turn to disengage. So is Ian still here?
Yeah.
Oh, he's going to disengage.
Okay, then yeah, if Index disengaged, then he's still visible. Unless, is it a... what can imps do?
Action to be invisible?
I don't know, I'm going to check.
Yeah, it's an at-will invisible.
Yeah, it's an action. It's an action. Invisibility is an action. All right, so if he disengaged, he is not invisible. But it depends how high up he had him fly. So this
Probably
will either
high
be
up.
yeah. So which means he would be able to just come right over to you, Molly. That is a 7, which misses. That is a 17, which hits for 6 slashing damage. This guy will climb up the statue at you, Chirrup.
Damn!
That is a 9, which misses. And an 11, which misses.
All you
All
just
right.
hear is angry budgie noises coming from Chirrup.
Cassett's going to Sacred Flame this guy, who fails and takes 7 radiant damage. All right, that takes us to Haboob of the Red Sands. So this guy is on the wall about 10 feet below you. This guy is on top of the statue, again, about 10 feet below you, trying to get at Chirp.
And Chirp, okay, and Cassett Chirp hurt really badly.
Yep.
Okay, I'm gonna go for the one that's near Chirp. This is gonna be maximum. Oof.
An 11 hits for a grand total of 12 piercing damage. So you watch as this creature's torso is just torn out and one of its ribs kind of falls askew as this glowing missile basically shoots through it in front of you, Chirrup, and it is looking really badly injured. Any movement, any bonus action, Haboob?
I do have a bonus action which I haven't used at all, and this is gonna probably help. I am going to use this. Whales of the Grave. And I'm going to be sending half of my sneak attack to this one that's next to Molly. So that's...
All right, so rounded down, that is 3 sneak attack damage that affects the one down here.
I think I have to roll a different sneak attack.
Yeah, no, it's a number of die.
Oh, roll half the number of sneak attack dice. All right.
Round it
Yep.
up.
So it's still 1d6. Okay.
Yeah, 1d6.
Okay, d6 coming up.
4 damage. Very nice.
And that's one. Yeah, that's it for me.
All right. Maximilian T. Justice.
Okay. Getting real damn tired of these zombies.
So that is difficult terrain.
Yeah, that's 10 feet. I am going to attempt to shield bash this thing diagonally across the.
Yeah. Well, it's 10 feet up, so you can't reach it. Both Chirrup and that one are up on top of the statue.
Okay, can I climb up onto the statue's pediment and try to do that?
Give me an athletics check to climb up.
Did Max crush a ghoul?
Yes.
Awesome.
There is a dead ghoul under that staircase.
Awesome. 18.
18. Yep, you are able to reach up. So yeah, you smack with your shield.
Come on, get off, get off, get off.
That is a 15, so you do not knock it.
All right. I will try to stab it, though.
A 9 does not hit.
I'm annoyed.
Yeah, you stab and it just angles off the scroll that is in one of the 4 hands.
Oh,
and
Jesus.
again, you hear Cassie like,
Oh, yeah, sorry, Cassidy. I know. And I look down, it's like, is that a ghoul?
It was.
Oh.
Top of the staircase, that is Julius.
Your boots are a bit juicy, though.
I'm going to take a firebolt at this individual going after Chirp.
All right.
15.
15 hits for 8 fire damage. It just sort of bursts and explodes across its chest.
How's it looking after that?
The fire burns. You can see it's trying to sort of regain its form, but then the fire just ignites hotter and hotter, and there is just a massive burst. Chirrup and Maximilian, I need you to give me Constitution saving throws, please.
Isn't Chirp still 10 feet up?
He's right beside me.
So's the zombie.
Louder,
And so
angry, fuzzy noises.
Max has climbed up as well. All right.
So you're fine.
Max, you take 15
Oh my
poison damage.
God.
Chirrup, you take 7.
Chirp is down.
We need to...
Chirp had exactly 7 hit points left.
Back away from that thing.
So I fall off the statue.
Yep, you fall 10 feet. That is 1 failed death save. Julius, roll me an Arcana check, please.
26.
All right. That takes us to Athena.
Help action. Fly back up.
All right. Takes us to Seymour.
I am going to order Index to help Chirrup, and then ready in
Oh,
action.
I didn't see that, Patrick. Can I yell that out?
Nope, that's end of your turn.
Chirp is unconscious.
Yeah, Chirp is unconscious. How is Index going to help?
I'm going to ready in action to do a healing light through Index when he gets to her.
All right.
So he goes,
Whoop.
and then there's the clear sound and a whoop, and Chirrup gains.
You see Index rub their paws together.
Oh, two little flappy doodles come out of the bottom and just shock her.
Yeah.
See Julius about to say something when he sees that, and just
Yeah,
breathe out
so
a sigh.
he is restored from unconsciousness and bleeding out. And Chirrup, you are prone, but you are conscious again.
Chirp is not happy.
That takes us to Badme.
And Index will be looking at
Alright.
Cherub being, you are having a medical emergency.
Oh, I like
Hands you
that.
a shockingly expensive bill.
All right. The guy in front of me, how bad does he look?
Not too badly hurt.
Okay.
In other words, still pretty healthy.
That slightly changes my options here. He said unconvincingly. Yeah, no, I'm still going to do what I was originally going to do. I grab Cassette and sort of pushing her in front of me, try and get her standing.
What? In front
On
of
the
you?
other-
What are you?
No, I want her like in the corner, in this other corner of the room, getting her away from that zombie.
All right.
I will take the attack of opportunity.
Okay. That is an 11, which misses.
Okay. I assume it was my action to grab her.
If you wanted to drag her away, yes.
Yeah, I assume that she was not expecting it, and I didn't have time to communicate it beforehand. So yeah.
Yeah, she wouldn't struggle, but yeah, I'd say that was your action.
Well, it's one of those things that suddenly she's being pulled away from it as I'm forcefully grabbing her and running. Cool. Yeah, that's sort of my turn.
All right. This zombie will dash and get up to Index, and that's it. Molly.
The little zombie that could.
Don't start without me. Is that on the one beside you? Or the old school zombie?
One beside me, or the one in front of me. Sorry, I'm nursing.
Yeah, that is a natural 1, so it takes the 5 radiant damage.
It dead.
It is not.
Balls.
It is starting to look a little more withered. I mean, it's already an emaciated husk of a zombie, but this radiant energy just kind of burns and scars down its side.
You need healing? Cassette?
I'm good for now.
Cassette?
She could definitely use it.
That's a yes.
All right, she is healed for 5.
That's the end of my turn.
All right, shut up. You are prone on the ground. You see a zombie has staggered toward Index and is reaching out their withered hands. And then there is another one of these husk zombies that is on the wall next to Molly that just got fried in radiant fire.
How high up the wall is he?
10 feet.
Let me double check. In a 10-foot radius sphere. Okay, I'm going to look apologetically at Cassette, and I'm going to cast Shatter above the zombie so it only catches him since he's on the wall.
All right.
Actually, no, I'm not going to be apologetic. I'm pissed off. My comrade just knocked me on my ass. Almost killed me.
All right, con save. That is an 18. These guys have a good con.
Alright, well, he at least takes half of that damage.
Yep. And part of the wall, I will say, is going to... Oh, yeah. The wall that he is on behind him cracks and crumbles, and he falls 10 feet straight down. Molly, give me a dexterity save as well.
Damn it. Sorry, Molly.
So he takes a full 6 damage from that, so a grand total of 13 damage.
Please tell me he's prone now.
He is prone. He is prone on the ground, still alive and struggling under that. Molly, you also take 6 bludgeoning damage from falling stone and zombie.
really hoping I would just be able to take him out in one shot. Okay, I am going to. Wait, is that a dead thing under there?
Yeah, it's crushed. It's totally dead.
Okay,
I
perfect.
just thought it would be
Right.
funny. I just thought it would be funny to have it there.
It was.
Just making sure. It is funny. Love it. Just double checking because I don't want to be walking into range of something because I'm moving back.
All right.
And that's it for me.
All right. This guy is going to stand up. Look a little embarrassed, but only Molly, you really see it. And then it's going to try and claw you twice. That is a 13 and a 17. So the 17 hits for 4 slashing, Molly.
That can't be her proper AC because she has a +1 shield from me, and I bet you she's wearing medium armor.
Oh, her AC is 16 on her character sheet.
Okay, that interesting. Okay,
Yeah, she's wearing studded leather armor.
oh, does she not have the shield equipped because she was using her crossbow before?
She has studded leather. She'd only have at best a 14 without the shield.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, okay. Just double check.
All right. Either way, Sacred Flame succeeds, no damage. Haboob of the Red Sands, you are 20 feet above this zombie that is next to Molly.
And I'm able to see that zombie, right?
Oh, yeah, clearly.
Okay, so aiming up for this one, maximum effort.
24 hits.
14.
All right. Yeah, it does not make its con save. Your magical bolt right through its skull, and you can see its head split and explode as this poisonous burst emanates from it. Molly, I need a Constitution saving throw, please.
Uh-oh.
And that is why I grabbed our cleric.
Our other cleric.
That's right. That is why I grabbed our cleric that had like 3 hit points.
That is a success. So you take 8 poison damage, Molly. And that takes us to Maximilian T. Justice. There is just this lone, old, lumbering zombie in front of you.
I kind of look around. Did I notice anything? Okay, so obviously those zombies were kind of like super awesome zombies.
They were incredibly emaciated, long fingers, longer nails, moved a lot faster than zombies you've seen in the past.
Yeah.
You know, climbed walls like spiders. So not the normal zombies you've seen.
Yeah. Did I? I don't have an Arcana skill that would really tell me that, but it's got to be some sort of sign that those ones have, because those ones exploded. I'm not sure if that's just part of Husk Zombie or if that's something special. That would be really good to know. I'm not sure if there's anything left of them in order to be able to determine that. But we'll find out later. As it's kind of like, all right, fine. Oh.
All right. Yep. You move over, attempt to stab. And roll me percentile dice, please.
Oh, percentile dice. 80.
All right. Once my document opens. Missing what you thought was going to be a critical blow as you were really prepared causes you to panic. Your current turn ends immediately, and you are considered surprised until the end of your next turn. So no real effect, but yeah, you are just like, You really thought you had it with this slow-moving zombie after dealing with the others.
Yeah.
Julius.
We'll pretend we didn't see it, though.
See,
Julius looks and makes sure Molly is not unconscious.
She is not. She's wiping goop off her face.
I don't think anybody has been fully affected with it then.
Correct.
I
All right.
was.
Not that kind of effective.
Hmm.
And then I will take a firebolt at this gentleman.
All right.
Oh my god. Our firebolt damage has been so bad this entire campaign.
I mean,
It's been
Average-
averaging like
yeah.
3 or 4.
actually, oh my god, I just realized something even worse. All those many times ago when I rolled a 1, I re-roll 1s.
Oof.
Elemental Adept?
No, I took the feat for
Elemental
tieflings.
Oh, the...
No, I took this. That's how I go on fire.
All right. Any movement, any bonus action, Julius, as you watch this firebolt just kind of sputter and you realize this zombie was like soaking wet or something.
No, I'm good.
All right.
We're pretty
Athena.
safe up here. Yeah, Athena will do the thing.
Help action. All right. Seymour.
Seymour will whistle index to disengage and then fire at the zombie.
All right. Ooh, that hits for 4 force damage.
And then index will come back.
Okay. Padme.
All right.
In there.
So help action from Athena.
No, because Seymour would
I
have
just
taken
used
it.
I just used the help action, I think.
Oh, correct.
However, oh my god.
Twice as good as Julius.
Yeah. I'll also light myself on fire again because I like that feature just because it's thematic.
Yeah. All right. So, yeah, again, you see this sort of small fire sputter out.
And the room gets bright.
Yeah. And then it will shamble over to you, Max, and it will get to attack you with advantage as it tries to slam into you. That is a critical hit for 8 bludgeoning damage.
All right.
Go old school zombie. That takes us to Molly. Stephanie.
Oh, she's. I guess she can't. She's not. Oh, she's.
Oh, there we go.
She's just casting the spell.
Oof, critical success with an 18. So no damage. Any movement, any bonus actions?
And she's asking Max if he wants a healing word.
I'm at 4 hit points.
Yes. She's doing it at level 2.
Thank you.
And she's done.
All right, Chirrup.
All right, I am out of spell slots. So we're just going to pop off. Pop.
13 hits for 5 piercing damage.
And I'm staying where I am.
All right, cast at will, Sacred Flame. And with that, in the radiant energy, this zombie just finally burns up and dissipates. And you are out of combat.
All right, so to get
So
down.
half the party is 20 feet up. There are bits of broken wood sticking out of the wall, so you could climb down that, or using a rope would make it very easy to get down.
Seymour has a climber's kit, so he'll put his pack down and pull it out. And, Julius looking over his shoulder will see he forgoes the hammer and just puts the piton against the wall and just pushes with the new gauntlets.
Oh, yeah, and it just forces its way into the old stonework.
And then I will tie a rope to it and...
Give me an athletics check, please.
To tie the rope?
Nope, tying the rope is fine, but athletics check to climb down.
Can I assist? Can I help?
All right.
Never mind. Good.
Yeah, you make your way down easily enough.
and I will pick myself carefully through the wood, almost like in a mincing way, trying not to get splinters. Oh, and around the bodies.
Okay. As I survey the damage here, yeah, this'll cost at least 100 gold in order to fix.
Five.
Cassie, you might want to tell Brother Keith to start up a collection.
And I'm going to send Index just invisible out to just scout this room and around the corner. Make sure there's nothing else coming.
All right. Yeah. Nope. That staircase descends about 20 feet, and then you see there's another platform, and it descends 20 feet and then disappears around another corner. And that other room is empty except for that tall black pillar.
Oh,
The
yes,
obelisk.
yeah.
All right. And Seymour, as you pick yourself across the damage in the floor, you hear what sounds like a belch come from this room off here, just very lightly.
And Seymour will wave his hands like above his head and to get everybody's attention, and then put his finger over his mouth and point towards the door.
Okay, how's everybody looking health-wise?
I'm fine.
Haboob still has all his parts.
Okay, so Chirp is hurt. I'm hurt. Molly.
I'm-
Let's do this. So 3d6 healing for Max. As Seymour comes up and pats him on the back and said, "You did a good job." 6 healing points.
Okay. So I will step over to here. I will give 10 hit points to Chirp.
I'm doing
Hmm?
good. I'm gonna though cast Armor of Agathis as an action, giving me 10 temporary hit points.
And Molly, how you doing?
Yeah, she's at like half.
Okay. I will dump the other 10 into Molly.
She says thank you.
All right.
And I'm going to have Index go and
You know what? I also have a potion of healing.
fly up there.
All right, so you
Wait.
see this room is approximately 20 feet across. The ceiling far above is capped with iron grates through which, the sky can be seen. And shackles are bolted to the floor, and you see an iron lockbox is fastened to one of the walls. The lid is open, revealing a number of wooden stakes. And you can see a length of rope ending in a grappling hook is in a heap on the floor beside a short rusted bar, and there is a large closed door on the far side of the room as well.
All right, and he's just flying, so he's quiet. And I will look through Seymour's eyes and try and hear if I can hear anybody, or through Index's eyes, and see if I can hear anything else on the other side of the room. Is that perception or investigation?
Perception.
Eh.
You hear what sounds like hiccuping.
And I will whisper that now that the group is closer together, that there's belching and hiccuping around the corner on the other side of the door.
Before we continue, it is imperative that none of us are blasted by that explosion. Again, if there are any more of those zombies. If that were to put an end to you, you would become a zombie. How quickly, I am not sure, but it would be very unpleasant.
I see. Okay. Well, let's all get our ranged options ready because we want them to explode over. Is there any way to prevent them from exploding like that?
Do I know of any way to prevent them from exploding like that?
Nope.
So, I guess let us simply refrain from attacking them when they are near our allies. And if you are near one that is injured, it may be best to run away.
Okay, good to know. Good to know. Oh, I sort of lean over this ghoul here.
I did not realize it before I killed that one, Chirrup. I apologize. I was merely trying to help you.
Chirp is just like muttering angry bird noises under his breath.
Well, it didn't. I don't think zombies burp, but I don't think they have hiccups. So
Yeah, well, that could be a necromancer. So let's. Oh, by the way, this ghoul that I'm looking at under the stairs is there anything special about it? Spectacular about it?
You notice it appears to be an elder half-elf woman, and Cassett will recognize her as the Doom Guide that disappeared as well, Sister Bethel.
Mm.
Is there markings on it as well?
Yes. Give me an investigation check. You can also see that she still has her symbol of Kelemvor on her, and is still wearing her robes and a small pack, inside of which you find a small jar of Keaton's ointment.
Oh, hey, there you go.
Roll me a d4.
what's that one do again?
Healing.
Yeah, it's basically a advanced
Oh,
healing
it is
potion.
a full jar of Keaton's ointments. There are 4 doses left in it.
Are each of them 2d4 plus 2?
Yes, but they also have the ability to remove disease, if memory serves.
Do we want to load up Index with that so he can bring it around to people in combat?
That's not a bad idea.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah, so it has 5 doses in it. Smells faintly of aloe, and you get 2d8 plus 2. You cease to be poisoned and are cured of any disease.
Okay, so
Damn.
sorry. Say how. Can we put that into the loot?
Yeah,
So
you
I
can just
Working
pull
on
it.
it.
You can just pull at it.
So I'm just noting it on the loot list here that it's going to be on Index and what the healing fort is.
Oh, good. Then I'll copy and paste it into my sheet so I remember.
Mints, 4 doses.
And Index.
There's 5 doses because you roll a 1d4
Oh,
and it's
5.
plus 1.
Sorry, 5 doses.
Yeah,
Seymour
so it takes an
will,
action for it to be swallowed or applied to the skin.
an action. Gotcha. And Seymour will take Index out of the air and kind of flip him upside down and tinker a bit. And a little syringe will stick out the bottom, and he'll fill that up with the ointments.
Okay,
And
I've
then-
just. Sorry, I've just. It's on the treasure sheet. I've just noted the very basic thing that, it's 5 doses and 2d8 plus 2 healing.
2d8 plus 2, 5 doses.
Perfect, and that is on Index.
And you then hear just a faint voice behind the door. Is it safe?
All right, so the door.
I turn to Cassett and ask, do you recognize the voice?
No, there shouldn't be anyone down here.
Okay.
How many people would
Haboob and Chirrup, you vaguely recognize the voice, though.
Oh, is the door here?
No, it's in the other room. It's over here.
Okay.
It's through the hall.
Sorry, I moved the drift globe.
Chirp will knock on the door and put his ear to it and like chitter softly. Hopefully they'll recognize my voice.
Yeah, you hear whispering and then another large, and you hear someone go, "Shut the fuck up, Togar." And
Togar!
you recognize the name, and the door opens and you recognize a trio of members of the Welcomers. There's a tiefling named Kamos that you recognize, a half-elf named Ashta, and a very large half-orc named Togar that is clearly drunk and kind of staggering. And Ashta opens the door and just immediately hugs you and just says, "Oh, thank the gods. They sent you to get us, did they?" And then sees the rest of the people and looks around and goes, "Who are these people?" and just slowly sort of steps back into the room.
I'm going to kind of flap my hand at Max. You might want to back up here, buds.
Do I recognize any of these people?
You do not. Togar immediately rushes forward and just picks Chirrup up in like a bear hug and just like, "Thank you, so good." Oh, and you hear Kamos just say, "Togar's been drunk. All he brought in here was some whiskey that he won't share." And Togar's like, "I got him in my mouth when it exploded. It was so disgusting."
Oh, I'm going to poke Julius in the side at that in a very subtle way.
If he is not unconscious, it is probably fine. I'll say, like, very quietly.
Yeah. Max is just going to kind of appear behind Chirrup and just kind of look around and go...
You see the half-orc, stands really sort of straight up, like someone, trying really hard to not act drunk.
Max will just sort of lean in and just kind of very, very visibly just sniff.
Oh, he reeks of cheap whiskey.
Oh, please. He could probably smell it from where he is currently on the map.
Yeah. Fine day for a little catacomb crawling, isn't it?
Do you have any food or water? We've actually been here for, I think, a couple of days.
Oh, hey, absolutely.
Who's saying that right now?
That is Kamos, the tiefling.
Absolutely, and I'll pull out a ration, couple of ration packs and start splitting it amongst the three of them, and I'll hand it to the half-orc first. Like, you first. You need some food.
Thank you.
And I'll just sort of step in to here where these guys have been congregating. Any looted treasures that I note floating around here?
You see the walls of the long room there. It bears hundreds upon hundreds of niches, most of which bear a small urn or box and a trinket or two. And Cassett will say, "This is the cremation area." And you can see with your passive perception, there are a couple of trinkets that are sort of stuffed into the pockets of these people. And they'll, Cassett will look at them and just kind of, "Oh, please don't steal from the dead." And Togar just kind of says, "Sorry. We were looking for," and you recognize Haboob and Chirrup that, Katmos is typically someone who'd be in charge, and that she will immediately just say, "We're very sorry. We were sent in here by our bosses to check on reports of strange undead activity, and our entry snapped." And she points to the bar on the floor, And she says, we've been in here for a few days and he's been just drunk.
Yeah, let's insight that.
All right.
I believe them.
You do. She appears to be telling the truth.
All right. Well, we appreciate that. Maybe not the pocketing thing. I mean, if you're stuck behind a door with angry ravenous zombies outside, what good are trinkets?
Give me a persuasion check.
P is for persuasion. 6.
I'd say you have advantage because of Cassett and everything else. And they will kind of lower their heads and just say, fine, we'll give them back if you can help us get out the way we came. We don't want the Kelemvorite priests to know we were down here.
Well,
I will look at
it's a bit late for
our
that.
cleric friend.
I'm looking back at Cassett and Julius, and I'd be like, well, at least 2 know. Whether or not they want to be generous is up to them.
And if you put everything back, and Seymour will start picking up the grappling hook, and is it Dex or is it Strength to throw a grappling hook?
Strength.
And then Seymour will kind of give it the old college try. Like, I've never tried this before. Let's see.
I have a proposition for our would-be investigators, if they wish their deeds to remain somewhat secret.
Of course. Yeah, Seymour, you twirl it in your hands and quite easily send it up a good 40 feet where it gets around one of the iron bars, and you give it a tug, and it feels pretty secure.
And then I'll mage hand the other end of the rope up out of their reach just so they don't try and take off right away.
Well, you can see, Togar kind of staggers over and is still reaching out to try and sort of grasp at it. And Camos will say, what bargain do you offer?
Your opportunism might be overlooked were you to help us deal with the necromancer who clearly created these zombies.
We're not really here for
Cherub's
for
going to
that
start
kind of thing.
Cherub's going to start angrily squawking at that and start flapping his hands at Max to get the hell out of the room.
Yes. Sorry, pardon me. Before I leave you to your professional business, leave the trinkets, please. I gotta ask, while you were holed up in there, did you hear anybody outside other than groaning zombies? Did you hear anybody talking, chanting? Strange language. If it's a strange language related to me, I might be able to translate.
No, nothing like that. We came down here and thought it was a regular zombie till it exploded, and when we fell, it alerted its friends, obviously. And
yeah, they'll do that.
We were just able to hold up in here, take care of ourselves, but we can offer you some of the things we came in with. I do have a potion that I can offer, and a scroll.
Is this the sort of thing where Max would want to take these items off of these people? These are thieves.
Well, they're offering it to Julius as part of their deal because he asked them to help out.
Hey, fair deal. Fair deal. If that's the sort of deal that you want to make, Max will get out of the way and say, okay, I'll step out of the way.
I mean, if you really want the semblance of punishment, I'd take the whiskey.
Now, well, actually, yeah, Togar, I think you've had enough.
The good.
Oh, the whiskey's empty. No, it is
gone,
cheap and long gone.
Oh, and I'm writing all their names down and what's going on.
Yeah.
As soon as you are seen doing that, they're just like, Don't you fucking write our names in any book, sir. Don't you dare.
Oh, it's not a magic book. Don't worry.
Don't write
Syrup.
our names.
Chirrup's getting frustrated with this, and he is going to tell everyone to get out.
Seymour, random helpful civilians.
Habub goes towards the door and he closes it and leaving us. over
Don't
here.
write our names. Got it.
I'm pulling the half orc in with us, and then I'm locking, and we're locking the door and we're shutting it.
Yeah,
All right.
Seymour, I believe they're good. Oh, what's the proper term here?
Good
Samaritans?
Samaritans.
Except there is no Sumeria in Toro.
Some area. Yes, I think that they have some professional matters to discuss. We'll hang on here for a few minutes until they're ready to climb out the skylight here.
All right.
So I've actually been trying to talk to these guys discreetly away from everybody else. Is there anything, now that that's finally happened, is there anything that they are willing to tell us that they weren't willing to tell the other people?
They will immediately just say, Camos will say, where the hell have you two been? You were supposed to be on this job with us.
Long story and Chirrup, with Habub's help, I'm assuming, considering you've got a bigger vocabulary than me, we'll tell the story of how we've kind of been chasing cultists around. And we promised we would help if we were back in time, and unfortunately, we just weren't.
They'll nod and they'll say, this should have been an easy job. I've never seen a zombie like that, though. Not what we were sent here for.
Our encounter was not as simple as you had seen yourself. We had enough troubles of our own getting here.
How can, well, we'll get out and you will be rewarded for your aid, of course, but we're going to need help getting the drunk piece of shit out of here.
Kyoton's doesn't have restoration, does it?
It does remove poison.
He's not poisoned. Just like to get him up to the ceiling, they're like, can you think of any way we can like lift him or sling him?
Do we have enough rope to get him up there?
We should.
You do have enough rope, and Seymour is really strong now.
What if
I do have the ability to create a potion that gives you temporary flight.
You're not in the room.
You guys aren't in the room.
Yeah. Oh, if Chirrut finds out you're listening at the door, you're in trouble, Seymour.
They're all speaking in thieves' cant, so you don't actually understand what they're saying, Seymour.
Ah, boo.
Is there any way that they'd be willing to like hang out? Like, if we set up the escape route, are they okay to like stay here until the dude sobers up? As a worst case.
Yeah, I mean, you already saw Seymour got the grappling hook set back up.
Okay. And Julia said that if you with the exploding zombie things, it basically turns you into one, but only if you're unconscious and you get it in you. Or...
if it knocks you out and you die. If you die, you will be raised. It will turn you into one of them.
Okay, so I will. This is probably going to freak them out, but forewarned is forearmed, since they've already experienced it once. I will pass this information on to them as well, just in case they do come across these things again.
Oh yeah, and it does. You can see both Ashta and Camos, immediately turn and look and like, are you kidding me?
Yeah, only if you die though. So long as you live, and he'll look pointedly at the half orc. And as he's scribbling this furiously, if you live through the encounter, you're fine. But if it does that and you die, you're not fine.
Word is, this is that Kobold's gang's doing. We were sent down here to see what they've managed to pilfer for themselves. Find out why they're down here. We obviously didn't get further than the front fucking door. Good luck.
And Chirrup will report back, the kobolds, we believe, are part of the cult of Tiamat. So we deal with one, we'll probably be dealing with the other.
Yeah, between them and the Grey Patriots, they're really starting to cut into the business, of course.
It was the Grey Patriots we found strung up, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I'll give them that information too. Careful on the roads back, because Grey Patriots are being strung up like piñatas.
Oh, that's good to know. This just gets better and better.
Yeah.
With that, they will thank you for the information. They'll pass you each 10 gold and just say you will be rewarded more when you return back to the guild.
Chirrup nods.
This is all I have on me.
Chirrup nods and thanks. And he'll split the gold with Haboob.
All right. And so what is the rest of the party doing outside? You can see Cassett is just kind of walking back and forth, pacing, going, oh, Doomguy isn't going to be pleased to hear about this. No.
I mean, it makes a good story. As Seymour comes back from listening at the door, I can't understand the damn thing they're talking about. I think it's in code. They're just talking about ducks.
Yeah, they'll do that. They'll talk for like 20 minutes, and it'll be about something. I think they call it thieves cannot or thieves won't.
Thieves won't. Yes.
Yeah, thieves won't. I don't know. We've never been able to decode it, honestly.
Writing that down as well.
So, are we merely going to allow them to leave?
Aside from the trinkets, and we are going to be checking when they do walk out the door. I don't think they got very far in whatever they were doing down here. So, do you want to press some minor charges of grave robbing against them? Because I don't think we can really stick much on them.
I had hoped to make them repent by helping us deal with whatever necromancer is down here, but apparently
That might
too
be
much to
asking
ask of them.
a bit much, yeah.
Well, if it weren't for us, they'd be, well, zombie food.
Well,
Now, you see, we would have had their friggin' code book if you guys had let me write it down.
you really wouldn't have. They've been practicing this for hundreds of years. They've got it pretty well pat.
I don't know. Letting a secret society of thieves run amok in the world doesn't seem like a good thing.
They're a lot more fractious than you think they are.
And to be fair, it's often better to know that someone is in there to well than to have no idea who it might be. You can actually have a better lookout so that they don't affect the larger scheme of things. Petty theft will happen regardless.
I mean, tell that to the next person they rob. I'm sure they'll feel great hearing that.
Yes, but if not them, then someone else. If you have them, you can at least put pressure on them, making it much more difficult for them to achieve their goal, which means they're going to have a less experienced individual do it, who's more likely to be caught anyway.
Would
It
you like
works.
to write an
Oh,
opinion
God.
piece in the paper next week on your particular brand of Law and Order? It's interesting. I think we get a lot of write-ins.
I'm minored in political studies.
Regardless,
All right.
they are not
this'll
our
be good.
goal.
Yeah, I think we should move on.
I
let
do
them-
not wish to simply let them leave without paying some kind of reparations.
And with that, the door will open and the leader will sort of step forward as the tiefling and will look around and just say, some of you appear to be in worse shape than others. I can cast a spell that will give you the benefits of a rest in only 10 minutes if you wish. Just a quick cat nap.
I look around. I don't think I'd mind that. That sounds like. I don't know.
Seymour's eyebrows go up at that. Max is going to take a
Fine.
nap around a bunch of thieves?
Well, I'm not gonna. Wait, would that be a nap?
You
It
have
would be
to
a
sleep.
10-minute nap, yes.
Oh yeah, no, I'll be over here watching the door.
I will watch over you, Maximilian T. Justice.
And Chirrup will, once they're out, relay that these guys are going to hang here for a bit, let their companions sober up, and then they're going to leave.
Mm-hmm. So are we giving them the rope? I'm still
Yes.
holding it up.
Yes, we're leaving. The rope's in the room. We're leaving it for them to come out. Oh wait, is it in the room or is it in the
It's
here?
where we
It's
saw it
in
here.
it's in the room. Seymour now has it hanging from the ceiling. No, it's in this
Okay.
room. They came down
Oh.
here because this is where this is the vampire room. So this is the one that has the skylight.
But
Yeah.
I've never let the rope back down, so it's still 25 feet up in the air with Mage Hand.
Yep.
Yes, we're going to leave them the rope.
Yeah, it's fine, Seymour.
Okay, so we got I'll raise an eyebrow to Chirrup and the other eyebrow at Max, and then let it down.
I would assume before this happened, there was a guarantee that they handed over all stolen goods to be returned in place.
Oh yeah, they've already handed them off to
Yeah.
Chirrup and Haboob, and they apologized to Cassett.
They offered me stuff to let them go. What was that again?
They offered you a potion and a scroll.
Chirrup actually isn't going to
These-
be comfortable with that because, I mean, these guys came in here and tried to help us out in their own way. They're offering to heal us. They're offering to return their trinkets. Like, he doesn't feel like we should extort them for anything else because that's what it feels like at this point.
Does it? Because they were down here, as far as we can tell, robbing a grave.
And I mean,
And they've returned everything they took. Have they not? And they're offering to heal us for our wounds.
I'll take it. Doesn't matter to me.
They're doing so much for us, and you still want to put them down.
I don't
Kind-
actually
kind of
want
kind of
the
shameful
stuff,
of you.
but I would like them to instead give some kind of offering. If they would instead use their resources to give some kind of offering to the temple as a more formal apology.
and
Sure, believe
avoid
that there.
grave robbing.
Haven't you heard the body is a temple, and their temple, they shouldn't have to pay for that. Only for themselves.
I think this conversation is getting a little bit too abstract.
Skip ahead.
All right.
Skip ahead.
We'll let down the rope and Seymour will walk out, but he's writing stuff down.
All right. So, which three of you would like to have a cat nap? Benefits of a short rest in 10 minutes.
The hurt ones the most.
I would benefit from a short rest because I wouldn't get any of my spell slots backwards.
Really, you don't? They don't give bards short rest like they do everybody else in from Tasha's.
Nope.
What?
I already
Play the
popped mine
bard.
today.
Don't.
I get nothing on a short rest.
I have not taken damage, and I've not used spell slots.
I've been very cautious about that.
I technically have taken the equivalency of 1 hit point of damage, at least for the next. How long did this conversation take?
Oh, just a few minutes.
So an hour minus that.
Okay. Well, I could use it. I need more than one person to stand watch to make sure they're not going to rob me.
Well,
I
I
am
mean,
alone.
I'm good. We've got Index. We've got Julius. We've got Bad May.
All right. I might regret this, but I'll accept the offer.
All right. With a wave of her hand and a sprinkling of sand, then the three of you immediately fall asleep. After 10 minutes, you awaken with the benefits of a full short rest.
All right, that is 10 hit points back.
And we can, of course, sit on this information as long as there's no more shenanigans in this crypt.
I'm sure if there comes a time when we can assist you with some information, that the welcomers would respect that kind of bargain as long as our names are struck from that book.
I think we can quid pro quo it, and Seymour will flip back a page or two and strike off a few things.
Yeah, no, that's good. I can live with that. Oh, man.
How was your sleep?
You ever have such a good long sleep that you still feel really tired?
All the time.
Yeah, okay.
All right. So, who besides Maximilian took that? So, Chirrup and who else?
I think Molly was, right?
Yep.
You took a long rest.
Short rest.
Short.
Well, I never
Okay.
actually agreed to taking it, so did I take it?
You should, because
Okay,
nobody else is actually really that injured.
fair enough.
We used a lot of spell slots healing, so nobody's.
Is it the effects of a short rest or a long rest?
Short rest.
Okay.
It just takes 10 minutes.
And I took it, right?
Yep. And Julius, you are handed a scroll of cause fear and a potion of healing.
I hand the potion to cast it for the temple.
This will perhaps make the Doom Guide forget this incursion happened.
Excellent. So we're in agreement. So we'll leave you, gentlemen and ladies, to let our good half orc friend here sober up, and we'll be investigating the rest of this unfortunate incursion. Whatever these guys are doing down here, we'll find out. Are we good here?
All right. Yeah,
I think we're good here.
let's head out.
All right.
All right.
Come on, Drifty. Or should we call him Tokyo?
Ooh.
Tokyo Drift. He's got the need for speed. Or is it Fast and Furious? I can't remember.
I would say that our drift globe is neither fast nor furious.
Well, we've got the obelisk.
I think that's the sorry, we've got a very unusual statue here. Is this statue sort of the normal appearance of Jurgle?
Yes.
Okay, so Jurgle,
As we go, Seymour will kind of turn his head to the side and go, "Oh, they're gone."
Yeah, so Jurgle has always does have one hand empty, right?
Yes.
Okay, so it's not a puzzle that we're just missing.
Nope.
All right.
And yeah, at this point, the rest of you can hear, "Come on, guys. I said I was sorry."
I'll send Index to take a look at the obelisk. Is there any writing on it, or?
There is writing in an intricate flowing script. And you can
I
see the
read it.
walls of this chamber are lined with nearly 100 loculi, each containing the bones of one or more deceased residents. And this large black obelisk stands in the center of the chamber. Its 4 faces are all covered in mysterious runes.
If they're writing, I can read them.
Yeah, you can read it. It is not terribly interesting. Speaks in general terms about the goodly lives of the various people interred in this chamber.
So
It's an epitaph.
this isn't like the black obelisks scattered through every published adventure.
Nope.
Okay.
Cassett, what do we got here?
Oh, this is one of the internment sections for some of our either acolytes or major donors of the past. Those who do great works for the Kalimvor assembly generally get put in here.
Is there an empty one nearby?
Yeah.
I'm gonna write, take a blank sheet of paper out of my notebook and write "reserved for Julius," and then I place it there and pat it and walk away. Just making sure you have a good spot, buddy.
All right, and the corridor continues to the off to your west, and then down a set of stairs, and you know it curves to another set of stairs as this catacomb continues to descend deeper into the earth underneath Denovar.
All right, Index goes invisible and scouts out. Because that's worked so well so far. All right, so the stairs go down, they turn again, and it looks like there's a big room. He's invisible, so he's going to come to the edge of the room.
And you see this area is lined with burial niches containing skeletons, as in other areas of the catacombs, but skeletons also stare down at you from the ceiling where they were set into shallow plaster. You see some arm bones, leg bones, and skulls have cracked free and fallen to the floor, but most remain in the positions and poses they were given ages ago.
And that crumbling wall? Is that like
Just
is there
a
hole
crumbling
behind it?
wall.
Okay. And I don't want to get more than 100 feet, so I think that's less than 100 feet anyway.
Yeah, at the far end of the room, you see there is another staircase leading down.
All right, so I can't move more than 5 feet to the west, or I'm at my max. So I will end here. Okay.
All right, you turn and you see a mummified figure in magnificent apparel sits atop a throne inlaid with ivy and semi-precious stones. It holds a golden dagger in its right hand and a balance in its left. A crown of gold and tarnished silver seems to float above its head, and the whole scene is draped in cobwebs.
And is that a door in front of me?
It's a large gate.
Ah, okay.
And you can see the other side of this room. Our niches are filled with stacked bones and skulls, neatly arranged a few inches apart on a ledge. And the wall above the skulls bears an inscription, partially obscured by centuries of accumulated dust and cobwebs.
And I'm Seymour's relaying this to the party as he scouts ahead, and still haven't seen any more undead or anything, right?
Not yet.
All right. And let's see. Ooh, that doesn't look good.
You enter into an area that has similar displays to those previously in the catacombs, but instead of wealth and luxury, these ones show nightmares come to life. In one crypt, you see the skeletons of 3 very young children posed as if they're strangling a grown man. Another portrays 5 people holding a skeletal man in a chair and pouring something from a greasy brown vial down his throat. One man appears to have been split open like a piggy bank. And you also see that piles of dirt and rubble have been deposited around the room.
All right, so I guess this is where we should probably catch up with Index. And I'll have him wait there, and Seymour's eyes will unglaze and say, "Oh, well, that's what I've seen so far. We should probably catch up with him." Yep, down there. That'll be your room.
Am I too far?
All right, stop right there, everybody.
That's
I'm assuming you guys, were you moving as a group? Were you trying to move individually?
Ideally, yes.
Yeah, we were moving
Yeah.
as a group roughly.
That's
We're
why we
moved as a
waited
group.
until Index was done scouting
So this is the room with the skeletons plastered in the room
Yes.
on the ceiling. Yeah.
on the ceiling. And I say, Casset, what do we have here? As we enter, and then, terrible thing happens.
Oh yeah, they're all gonna come to life, right?
Yeah, she just says, well, this is just one of the areas of internment. Somebody thought it would be, of course, interesting if they put people in the ceiling, and as that happens, the skeletons start breaking free from the ceiling as plaster starts falling and cracking. All of you take 4 points of slashing and bludgeoning damage from jagged chunks of plaster. Unless you give me a dexterity saving throw.
Oh, I absolutely will. 15.
We all knew something was gonna happen when we entered that room.
Yeah.
We were
Oh,
ready.
yeah.
All right, Molly. Yeah, you take the full 4 points. Everybody else takes 2 points.
Ah!
Who didn't see this coming? Actually, I use my reaction to take no damage.
And I'm glad we gave
All
Athena
right.
more hit points.
As skeletons drop from the ceiling. So 2 points of damage, Haboob.
So is this creatures that are attacking us or just debris?
Creatures, as well as debris.
So what's causing the damage specifically?
The
As I
skeletons
said, falling plaster. Jagged chunks
Oh,
of
okay.
falling plaster.
Just because my armor of Agathis would have caused damage on creatures, so I was being 100% certain.
Yeah, but joining the falling plaster are these skeletons that were interred into the ceiling. So they crash to the ground, stand up, and it's time to roll initiative.
How did they even animate them? They're on the ceiling.
Cassie, you said there was only a few undead wandering around.
These weren't wandering, technically, were they? It's that
Fuck.
Are they in
necromancer
the
Lionel
ceiling?
Richie.
She's got me there.
Technically correct is the best kind of correct.
Oh, you guys talked right over my Lionel Richie joke.
Yeah, sorry.
Who's Lionel Richie?
He is one of the great peacemakers in the Middle East, actually.
Is he related to Lionel Trains?
I was
No,
gonna make
no.
that joke.
He's the dad of Nicole. Is she? Never mind.
I think he is, actually.
He was really big in the 80s.
He's
Depending where dancing on the ceiling, depending where you are in the world. I mean, he was also hugely popular through the 70s. Easy Like Sunday Morning with the Commodores.
Right, I forgot about that. Yeah, no, for me it was more hello.
And
Oh, yeah.
Isn't
And
he
it's
the guy who
entirely
sang Ghostbusters? I don't know.
No, that's Ray
No.
Parker
No.
Jr.
Yeah, Ray
Oh,
Parker
it's-
Jr.
But I read an article a couple of years ago. He is still insanely popular in the Middle East, and and that's why I said he actually is known for being like a peacemaker. Anyway, where there isn't peace is in this room, and Haboob, you are up first.
Okay. Bonus action, cunning action. I'm going to disengage and keep my distance from everyone over here. I'll be 30 feet over here. Yeah, over here. And
Coward!
What do you expect from me? Okay. Okay, I'm aiming at the one that's next to who's. Let's do this by weakest. And I'm sorry, I don't mean this by any offense. Chirp. I'm aiming at the one that's next to Chirp.
Well, I don't think we think these ones are going to explode.
Even if they do, I really don't have any other options. 16.
16 hits.
Sneak attack on 14.
14. Yeah, this skeleton blows apart, but you take no damage from it doing that, as this magical bolt just eviscerates it.
That's it for me.
All right, that takes us to Athena.
Athena's going to fly by, give the help action against this one,
All right,
and then fly back around the corner.
and that takes us to Julius.
All right. I have a question. How are these things armed?
It appears that they have sharpened bones at the end of their hands that are going to function sort of like short swords.
Okay. Julius is going to Misty Step to here. Take a few steps back.
All right.
And fire a firebolt at this gentleman.
All right.
With advantage. I get to use my own advantage.
To your advantage.
25 hits for 4 damage.
Yeah. And then I'm going to duck around the corner as well.
All right.
Actually, I'm just going to go right here.
Julius runs and hides.
Look, I'm a squishy caster.
Probably with the most hit points, though.
Maybe.
That takes us to the skeletons. This one is going to move to Chirrup.
Skelly boys.
Move to Seymour. So, first up, the 2 on Seymour. That is a critical hit for 11 piercing damage.
Motherfucker.
That is an 8, which misses. The one on Chirrup is a 6, which misses. On Molly, 7, which misses. On Maximilian, a 14 and a 16, both of which miss. Takes us to Molly.
Okay, I am going to Sacred Flame the one right in front of me.
Fails with a 7. 6 radiant damage.
Is it dead?
So it is not dead. It is horribly sort of burned and scarred, though.
Feel the light of socialism. And that's the end of my turn.
And that'll take to Cassett, who will do the exact same thing.
Even the socialism bit?
Absolutely. It's a little bit mocking. But that is a
Aww.
17. Hers does no damage.
I thought I had someone else to sign my charter.
Index.
All right, Index is going to come flying back. 40 feet was there. And he's not going to double move. I will leave him there for now.
All right, Seymour, you are surrounded by skeletons.
I'm going to disengage. Behind Index.
All right. Maximilian.
Okay.
You hear Cassett whisper in your ear, bludgeoning, bludgeoning.
Ooh. All right. I will draw my mace. Oh, mace
Spicy.
South.
10 does not hit.
Boo. All right. Eat that then. Shield bash.
Beats their 11.
All right, they're knocked back 5 feet. Yeah.
All right. Chirrup.
Bardic Inspiration, Haboob, disengage, run away.
All right. Takes us to Badme. So, bottom of the stairs, Chirrup. You can see the skulls and bones lining the niches in this area here, as well as this incredibly luxurious mummified figure sitting on their throne, inlaid with ivory and semi-precious stones, with a golden dagger in its right hand and a balance in its left. A crown of gold and tarnished silver seems to float gently above its head, but the whole scene is draped in cobwebs.
Okay.
And behind, what appears to be a gate. That takes us to Badme.
All right. Are any of these two back here injured?
Nope.
Okay.
The only one injured is the one by Molly.
This is going to be really interesting because I can do this. Can I get both of them with the drift globe? No, I can't. Damn. Okay. Is there any sort of debris in this corner here?
Oh yeah, this whole wall is partially collapsed.
Okay, I pick specifically a brick that's already dislodged from the wall that would fit it for catapult, and I launch it at the two in that corner.
All right, this first one gets a 20. The second one rolls an 11.
All right, that one takes 26 bludgeoning damage.
Ooh, yeah, it just explodes like you hit it with a bowling ball.
And I end my turn.
All right. Haboob of Red Sands.
Okay, are any of the ones hurt next to Maximilian or
The
Molly?
only one hurt is this one by Molly.
Hmm,
And the one that's dust.
that's the one that's dust. Okay. Yeah.
Not hurting anymore.
Focusing on the one that's next to Molly.
$25 hits.
18.
More than enough to destroy it.
That's it for me.
Athena.
Fly around. Help.
Okay.
Fly back.
Julius.
Sorry, my allergies waited until I was about to go off. I'm gonna take a firebolt shot. I have not had a good ice knife this entire time to try. They're always next. All the enemies are always
Yeah.
next to allies.
It's literally a battle opener, or they've made a convenient huddle.
Yeah, but these guys happen to open the battle like all standing apart. So I'm gonna throw a firebolt at this guy. So help on the one that I didn't fire at.
All right.
Decent
20
damage.
hits for 6 damage.
That's the first above average, or just average damage that I've had so far.
Yeah, it just sort of scores the white bones, leaving black scorch marks.
Right.
All right. To the skeletons. This one is going to move over here and hurls a sharpened bone at you, Seymour. That
He's
is
got
a
a bone to pick with
16
me?
to hit
That's a
for
hit.
3 piercing damage. This one will move up to Molly. That is an 18 to hit for 3 piercing damage.
Okay.
This one will continue to go after Maximilian. 23 to hit for 8 piercing.
Jesus.
And a 20 to hit for another 8 piercing on the one just beneath you.
Oh my god.
Holy hell.
How am I taking
Yeah, that is max damage from both of them.
max justice, max damage?
Jesus. Sorry about that. Those two hit hard.
Has to get
Takes
out
us
of the
to
way.
Molly.
Alright, Sacred Flame the one in front of me.
Rolls a 20.
Jesus.
Good God, for CR4s, these skeletons are doing all right.
Max, how you doing?
I'm all right.
Cassett's going to move up here, pull a club out from under her robe.
Oh my gosh, she's so
Yep,
squishy.
show me
No,
up, show me
I don't
up.
say this out loud.
That is a critical hit
Damn it.
What?
with the help action, and that is going to be 10 bludgeoning damage, which is enough to kill this skeleton who had 9 left.
I take back what my character just thought.
Index.
Good one.
Okay, Index is going to run, do help action on this skeleton, and then continue on further into the room for next round. We'll do another help action on someone else.
All right. Seymour.
And we'll fire at this one.
$13 just hits for 6 force damage.
And then I will doot around the corner.
All right. So yeah, you're right up against this metal
Yep.
gate. And as you lean back against the gate, you hear a voice surround you. And think twice on what you are about to do, friend. Your trespass has been noted.
Am I assuming that's an automated message?
Yes, it's like a magic mouth that goes off as you touch the gate.
Okay, so I'll figure that out. I think Seymour would figure that out pretty quick. He'd be like, oh! And then, oh, okay. And I guess Chirp heard that too.
Yep. Maximilian.
Okay. I'm going to shield bash this one and attempt to knock it over.
All right. Oh yeah, it is prone.
Excellent. 23 for potentially 16 points
Oh,
of damage.
16 bludgeoning damage, yes. You crush it into powder.
Excellent. And I will nod at Cassett, and then I will move over to here.
All right. Chirp.
Chirp was planning this before the magic mouth. He's going to come over beside Seymour and start investigating the gate. Is it locked? Is it unlocked? Does he need to pick it?
It is not locked, but it is sort of closed with a clasp.
Okay, he's going to open it and head in.
All right.
Just inside the room, he's just going to kind of like look around a little bit more.
All right. You can see that, the rest of this room is beautifully sort of carved, inlaid with marble, but, everything sort of focuses in on the throne raised on this, sort of dais. And yeah, the throne is covered with ivory and semi-precious stones. The mummified figure, as I said, just holds this golden dagger in its right hand, a balance in its left. You can give me a perception check as well, as the crown appears to be sort of floating. The balance, is 2 pans suspended from a lightweight beam.
I want to use my inspiration on that.
And you can see they are like out of balance just due to sort of dust and debris.
Okay.
As you look around, you notice a small compartment in the arm of the throne, and as well, you realize that the crown is not actually floating above the skull. You can see it's being suspended by thin wires ending in small hooks.
Okay. That's it for me, because I'm pretty useless in this fight. I'm out of everything.
All right. That takes us to Badme.
All right. I'm going to firebolt the one not surrounded by my allies.
Hits for 10 fire, which is enough to take it out.
Okay, I'm going to
Burns up.
light myself on the fire.
All right.
I'm going to move 20 feet to here, and then 10 feet away, provoking an attack of opportunity.
All right.
Hit me.
Stop trying to hit me and hit me.
That is a critical hit for 7 piercing damage.
Oof.
Doesn't get through my temporary hit points. In retaliation, it takes... Oh my god! Wait, okay. Let me just double check.
That is not a good trade-off.
You turned on the heat.
No. There's more. There's more. Let me just double check. When you roll fire damage for a spell you cast, okay, so this is not a spell. So it takes 1 fire damage and 10 cold damage from my Armor of Agathis.
Oh yeah, your armor just explodes around it. So a little bit of ice and fire, and this creature collapses and cracks and breaks and falls to the ground in a few dozen pieces.
I just hold up a finger that is slightly frosted over and also purplish on fire, and just blow and watch the mist travel off.
That's a little overkill, but okay.
And Seymour can't see what Cherub's doing right now, but he did hear the gate and see him run by, so he's gonna just don't butts with the dead. We don't want to set anything else off. And I'll cast light so I can see.
And that is where we will end it for the night.
Awesome. Oh, Steph, can you end the server before you run up? Can you end the server before you run up? Yeah, the stream.
All right. So if you're still watching the Dances with Kobold stream, thank you